What's up? What's up? What's up? It is the Monday Night Panel, and I am Lindsay, and this is Knowledge Uprising. Tonight, I have two panelists so far on the panel. Uh, say what's up to everybody, guys.
What's happening to Stephen
Introduce
Harris?
yourselves.
What's happening? It's your boy Dojo Prime.
All right. Tonight, we're going to be building on a bunch of topics, and we can start off about one of the most recent things that seemed to have transpired on YouTube uh was the young brother. His name is Brother Ben X. His channel was terminated. From my understanding for no apparent reason. So what's you guys' thoughts on that?
Wow. You know what I'd have to say? I think what's going on, this is my personal opinion, is that I know a lot of people complain about, well, maybe because of its connection with the Nation of Islam and Farrakhan. Like some people say, well, Farrakhan's allowed to say this, but we can't say that. And I'm hearing like white folks will say that. They'll say something to the effect that, well, how come he could say this, but we can't say that? Farrakhan gets away with saying that Jews should be exterminated and things like that. So I'm thinking it's more of a young brother who's maybe one of the futures of the nation, and they're probably just squashing him before he gets too big. As Farrakhan, he's in his 80s, mid 80s, approaching.
Right.
Eventually, people are going to be looking, and the youth are going to be looking for someone new. And he might have been that cat, especially with 100,000 subscribers.
And he just got that 100,000 subscribers.
Right.
And he was some of the videos he actually had up on his channel before it was terminated. You could see his YouTube button in the back. And
Right.
then that's a major accomplishment. You know what I mean? And he stayed motivated and he stayed positive, and he just was giving his sentiments of the world. And it's crazy for them to take that brother channel when it's a whole lot of other crazy channels that's subject to that same thing, like far as termination, just subject to being terminated. Because, like I said, I didn't see nothing wrong with the brother message. He was doing a positive thing, and that's crazy.
Yeah, I always tell people you got to watch out for these free services like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and so on. Because
I don't know
what
what
happened?
happened, Steven. You went out.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. What happens is when you have to watch out for these free products like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, and so on. Because when you get something for free, you become the product. And so what happens is, you're trading your time and information to use their services for free. And when they feel they don't need you, they can cut you loose and there's no loss to anybody really, except you've lost your time and any other, um, videos that you put up on there. So I always recommend people, if you can, just don't rely on YouTube. Get your own website and get your own thing going, so at least you have something to fall back on. Because really, we're all our own businesses, I guess, in a way. If you're a content creator, so I think that having your own website and something else to fall back on for your
Or another
followers to
channel.
go to. Right.
I got 4 channels myself.
Right. But and then there comes time when they eventually cut those out. Like that
Yeah,
one
yeah. But see, that's crazy. Now, okay, since we're talking about that, let's talk about the boy Logan Paul.
right.
Let's talk about this boy. He films a fucking dead body that done committed suicide hanging out in the woods and shit. Made a joke of that video, right? They
Hmm.
terminated all his shit, took his channel down. He did a little apology on Twitter or somewhere, and they gave it back to him. And then they promoted a fight he did with another big YouTuber named KSI and promoted the hell out of that. But what did Brother Ben X do so bad that's in comparison to Logan Paul? You know, That shit wild. I mean, I be thinking about shit like that, you know?
Right. Unless it could be one of two things. One, maybe he's a conservative because they're messing with a lot of conservative folks. The other thing is that if he's like I said, if he said anything about Jews in any way, they'll cut that loose as well. I don't know if he did either of the two, but or if he's a conservative, or if he mentioned anything about like Jewish people or anything like that. But if he's, I think it might be affiliation with the Nation of Islam, and they might start going um, hitting other cats as well.
But they ain't going hard on any other religion but them. That's wild. Dojo, what's your thoughts on it, brother?
Thank you, sir. My thoughts from listening to the brother this evening, the youngin, he had indicated that he had over 2,000 videos, and out of those 2,000 videos, many of them was detrimental in regards to the NOI, and so he was doing an actual presentation with these videos. Well, what the ones he had decided to use during the presentation, and he had called the presentation "Closing the Gap," and the closing the gap was dedicated to with the people as well as God for the NOI. So the youngin brother Ben X, when they terminated his channel, he said verbatim that it was simultaneously while he was doing this presentation. He didn't even know his channel was terminated. The videos were pausing. So he had to verbally finish the presentation. It was when he was actually leaving the site where he did his presentation where he started getting DMs about how they terminated his channel. Now, when you had related it to Logan Paul, I'm seeing that some of these YouTubers, they're actually taking the advantage of the propaganda law. We have to remind ourselves, ever since that propaganda law has passed, that's when these trolls have become viral or active. So Logan Paul was slightly trolling in a different country. He got snagged in regards of that. But the whole thing is, how do we know if it was not propaganda or not? Similar to Tekashi. Now back to Brother Ben X. The thing about the NOI that makes them so proactive is they always got the boots on the floor. And so with Brother Ben X, I seen his virtue. You can feel it vibrating through a video. He's clean. You could totally tell he got his head screwed on real tight, and it's not in the clouds. To me, it can possibly be an act of war. But I do agree with Stephen. The way I see it is when you become, I like to call it, when it comes to ethnicity, the ethnicity factors, people are becoming more cultural. They're becoming cultural cravers. They're craving this cultural. They're looking for themselves in these social media panels and in these communities online. And then when they fail to realize that these communities are still under control by the site owners, the website owners, the what I used to call the sentinels. They send out these sentinels. They attach to these accounts. These are algorithms. We cannot deny the facts that algorithms are being controlled by the website owners: YouTube, Facebook, IG, Twitter, etc., etc. And so, as long as we're trying to make a living without putting boots on the floor, you're still subjected to fail because they still have control of what you're doing. I pass the mic.
Tenkara, what's up? I hope I said your name right. What's up, brother? How you doing out there tonight?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. We're talking about brother Ben X, how his channel got terminated. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man. His channel got terminated yesterday while he was doing a presentation. Dojo just elaborated about it a little bit, but I seen the video where the brother he had did a live explaining about what happened, and that's crazy. And he had just reached 100, a little over 100K, because he started doing stories. That's a special feature for people over 100,000 subscribers. Yeah. What's up, Aaron? How you doing? Welcome.
Thanks for inviting me, man. I don't really.
No problem, Takar.
What's going on, brothers? How's everyone doing? Knowledge uprising.
Peace and love, brother. We're good.
I'll let the brother.
Hey, what's happening?
How you doing? I'll let y'all keep speaking, then I'll come in. All right.
All right. Go ahead, Takar, and give your thoughts, man.
Well, I really don't know what to say, but the thing is that it seems to me that when um, one of us decide that we're gonna get up to that high of a number, and we're not following, we're not going with the groove, I guess. Maybe they don't, it's showing that honestly, anybody can get up that high in YouTube, but it's like, you know, it doesn't seem like people who are like-minded like us who talk about totally like off the wall stuff. You know what I mean? We're not really going with the groove. So maybe I don't know really what to say, man. That's sad to hear because
Yeah,
everybody
I
every
mean that's what I said. I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. I thought I was tripping. So me, when I first caught the wind of the his channel was terminated, it was a dude named Malcolm Flex TV. He was doing a live yesterday evening, I believe, saying Brother Ben X channel has been shut down or something like that.
but
And
is it
he was
suspended or
his
is it
name.
like gone?
No, it's terminated. I mean, because I done searched for it. I went to YouTube and actually searched for it, and nothing popped up but like videos of him on other channels.
Okay,
Yeah,
because the thing
I mean,
is,
because I was like, whoa, you got to be kidding! Like that's wild.
like I've been on what do you call it, Tribe Up mostly, and when we first started, we were talking about like we're not from Africa, we're from here and stuff like that. We got terminated like all the time. We just opened another one. You know what I mean?
I mean, but yeah, this dude had like 2,000 videos full of information and
Yeah,
just, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, he wanted to do spread his message. He just reached a little over 100K something subscribers. That's wild.
that's sad, man.
That's wild.
That's bullshit.
And he was
And that's what
terminated with
I,
no copy strikes, no flags, no nothing. It's just there's no excuse
No
why they
reason.
terminated. Yeah, no reason at all.
and you know what? That's why I'm so like on it where we need our own stuff, man. Sorry, we need to. I look at this society as there's nothing here. Okay, name one car that's made here, that's made by Americans. Ford is European. GM is European. Every single car company is European. Every single motorcycle company is European or Japanese or Chinese or something like that. There's nothing being made here. There's nothing here. So I look at it as a clean slate. We need our own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it shows how fast that shit and all that time and effort and
Yeah,
just all that stuff you done put into all them works and for it
right.
to just be going that fast and not have no archive for that shit.
You know what I
Hopefully
mean?
he got them saved on flash drives or something.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why.
Aaron,
That's why I'm like I support what do you call it? What Ty Data and Chief
oh
Holiday
yeah,
did
yeah, Ty Data Dog, yeah, Chief Holiday.
with
Shout
what
out
do you,
to them brothers, man. They're doing their
with
thing.
with Tribe Up. They created their own social media site. So now they don't have, oh, we're just trying to protect the community. You need to be a certain way. You need to be this and you need to be that. No, we they've had it. They're creating their own stuff, man. Like we need to create our own stuff. We need to have our own YouTube. We need to have our own social media site. We need to have our own fucking internet. You know what I'm saying? Where we don't have to bow down or be scolded anytime we decide we're gonna talk about this or talk about that or present this or present that. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Information is to be shared with everybody. It's
Right.
information.
I agree. I was going to add on to that. It was either last year or the year before. Yeah, last year I went to a party at YouTube out here in LA. My son followed somebody that got 1 million subscribers, and people came from all over. This martial art guy, Fight Tips, real cool guy, and YouTube has a pretty nice little setup. You know what I mean? And they got those little studios and things in there, a little campus. And remember, YouTube is a publicly traded company, right? So um, if if Google owns it, it's not the same guys that found it. You know what I mean? So once it became more corporate, they're gonna really be tightening down on what they show. As soon as somebody complains or a stockholder complains, they're gonna get rid of it quick. And like you said, if we're just uploading stuff and relying on YouTube to store it, when it goes down and you lose everything, that's it. And I don't know if a lot of people have enough money to back down, to back up 2,000 videos. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think
like that's why I said like that was the hit right there.
right. So I think if you do a couple things, like you say, if you can do it from your own website, if you do it in the beginning, you don't have to worry about trying to redo it later because that's why I
You
say
already you already have an archive of content saved.
right. So
So
I recommend everybody if whatever you guys trying to do, like you said, get your domain name. If anything, at least get your domain name, and then figure out what you're going to do with it later, and just slowly start doing your own thing, and then have YouTube and the other social media platforms as a secondary source. 'Cause remember back in the day before Friendster and MySpace and all the other stuff, everybody it was just a website. If you wanted something, you just went to the website. And then
yeah.
everybody came with like Twitter and all this other stuff, and people were like, "Oh, okay, cool, we can use this free." And people started making the hashtag and the at, whatever their main thing, and neglecting their websites. Now it's going back to the websites again.
So Aaron, what's your thoughts on Brother Ben X channel being terminated?
Once again, brothers, salute to all of you here. I just found out about Brother X's channel, Brother Ben's channel being taken down today. It's a travesty, but it shouldn't surprise any of us because anytime when you have somebody, when you have even an attempt to unite us as a people and to empower us, it's going to always be some opposition. Back during one of the best examples of that is the original Black Panthers. J. Edgar Hoover made the statement that they were the greatest internal threat to the security of the nation. It's not because of that they carry guns. It's not because they went to the state capitol in California, the guns. That they had the hearts and minds of the people. They had the people's attention with the breakfast programs, with the giveaways, with the free clinics. That's what captured the hearts and minds of the people. And that's what Brother Ben X was doing. See, anytime when you have a group of people that are even remotely waking up from their own oppression and wanting to do for self, that is a threat to the status quo. It's a threat to the mainstream elite. It is a threat to anyone that has any kind of standing in power and in the hells of the United Snakes of America. And another thing too, I wanted to mention. One of the brothers said that we need our own. I think it was Takara that said it. We need our own. There is actually a platform called Black Junction TV. If you have any content, you should start putting your content over there. It's not as big as YouTube yet. He's trying to get it on par. The brother needs money. His name is Brother Yusuf. The only way we can get it up and running is if we support this brother financially. And I know with what's going on today in Black YouTube, with all the scams and things like that, and with Zaza being in the media and all that, I know it's hard for us as Black people to trust one another. But see, this is all another tactic. This is all another form of propaganda to get us even more divided against each other. And we must learn at all costs to come together in these days and times. And as far as Brother Ben is concerned, the fact that he's associated with someone like Minister Farrakhan, that in itself is a threat to the free security of this nation that we call America, that we built off the backs of our ancestors, that we're benefiting from, and not just us benefiting from it, but they're also benefiting too from the blood and sweat that our ancestors shed and died for. So as far as Brother Ben, we must stand and rally behind his brother. We must galvanize together as a community, Black man and Black woman, because all this gender war bullshit is really has gotten on my last nerves. I'm so sick and tired of the He-Man Man Haters Club and the Black woman man haters of America. I'm tired of that. We must come together as a people. We must embrace each other. You must love each other. Are we going to always agree with each other? No, we're going to have disagreements. But the one thing also that we've learned to not do, we've learned to stop. We've never learned to not voice our concerns or bring our dirty laundry out in the public. When we're around mixed company, we must learn to be on code just like they are on code and have always been. We always talk about each other in public. That's why they want to take our channels and stuff down, because when we start speaking on empowering each other, that's it. Once again, I'm repeating myself, it's a threat to them. But when we start doing buffoonery and buck dancing and cooning and shit, and
Oh, they
start
keep your
talking
channel
about
up. They love that.
exactly, we start talking about hair and weave and all that other shit. I mean, think about it. When has a strand of weave ever done anything to oppress people in the nation? What has weave ever done? And that's why we need even more so to come together. And I know, I mean, I'm getting really, I'm repeating myself, but
You good,
this
brother.
is it's triggering. I'm triggered by a lot of this stuff because it's old, it's tiresome, it's old. This shit has been going around since TV's been invented. You get black people get on TV, want to buck dance and want to call each other out, and you got this beef shit and all this stuff that's not even important. Beefing
For
over what?
Black Righteous Folks Home says, what is the topic? Hey, you're more than welcome to join the panel too if you want. The topic tonight we're building on we're gonna be talking about Carbonation. There's 6 members of Carbonation that supposedly allegedly has left little Carbonation, Melanation tribe or whatever, and we're talking about Brother Ben X and how his channel got eliminated, and any other topics
That
you
was my
guys
rant
want to
right
build on.
now. That was my rant. I mean, I want to, and first of all, shout out to the chat also. But
yeah, shout out to
yeah,
the chat.
yeah. I appreciate you knowledge, man, for thinking about me, bringing me on this panel, brother. I mean, I've only
Man,
known you for a short amount of time, but
always, man. No problem with that.
yeah, I've known you for a short amount of time, but man, I can already tell that you're a strong, positive brother, and I like to build with brothers like you and the brothers on this panel. So if we could just come together and come with some solutions, that would be nice. And it's not going to happen overnight. I'm not expecting for us to reinvent the wheel. But if you just make one iota, I mean, I read the Bible. The Bible says that if you just have a mustard grain seed of faith, he can work with that. So if we just make one little tad, little tiny, minuscule attempt to even try to do something, but that'll work. We can work with that. All right, so I'm getting off my soapbox and let somebody else out of the panel.
There you go. Hey, I like what you said. I also was going to say that I think because you were talking about how all of us need to work together to get something happening. Like you mentioned the Black Junction. I've heard about it. I haven't went to that site yet. But I think they know too that as a community, we don't have a lot of resources. So if they take this one away, they're probably thinking most likely we won't form anything. And a lot of times when Black people do start something, eventually we come to a point where it's like, okay, well, let's sell out, whether it's Robert Johnson with BET or Russell Simmons or whoever. Once they start something that's Black, of course, they want to make their money and go to another level. So they end up selling it. I remember back in the day when there was MySpace, and then they had a alternative site called Black Planet. And I remember having a Black Planet account.
Yeah, I remember Black Planet. I remember that. Man, matter of fact, that was like how Facebook was back then, because that was a social site just like MySpace,
right?
That everybody was engaged with, like,
and
as far as like commenting and posting pictures and stuff.
And and that got disbanded, right? Or somebody bought it out. I think one other company bought it, and then what happens is you buy something and it gets broken out, and then
and
you
they rebrand it and make something different,
right? And I think the way something, if we're going to do anything, it has to be solid and strong. I can't remember what the Japanese call it, but they have a thing that they do where all the larger companies get together for a specific project and they make that shit happen. Even if they have their own separate companies, they'll sit there and form something huge as a partnership just to make it work. And a lot of times we have to do this. They're not concerned about who's the boss, this, that, or whatever. It's just like one goal, but they still have their own thing, kind of like a partnership on certain projects. And
See, the thing is, when you get in deep like that, man, you just got to keep it together, because no matter what you do, you're always gonna have haters. You're always gonna have somebody that envies what you got, and you know they're gonna be a troll, and they better off want to see you down. So you always just got to be on point with any situation. What's up, Shauna? How you doing out there?
I'm good. Peace, everybody.
Hey, what's happening?
Welcome to the panel.
Hey, welcome. What's up with y'all? What y'all talking about
to you,
today?
Shauna. How you doing, Queen?
Hi, Aaron. How are you? Thanks for appearing yesterday. I appreciate that.
You're so welcome. I really enjoyed you yesterday.
Yeah, I'm trying to tone it down a little bit because my spirit is leading me into like really getting into the Bible, and for some reason my spirit is telling me that next year is going to be a very telling year for us as Black people, and I really feel like we need to really have a sense of urgency to really ratchet up our decision to make a better move than what we've been doing. Because if we go right back to how it's been and accept all the excuses that's going on with all these con artist stuff going on, we're just gonna be done. You know what I mean? It's just gonna take one emergency. I just really feel like our direction is not in the right place, and we need to kind of pressure, I think, bigger platforms to talk about the kind of things we want. I don't think we should just sit there idly by and just accept the fuckery that's going on without impressing upon the urgency to talk about what we need to talk about. That's what I feel right now.
I always tell people if 2019 is going to be a telling year, 2020 we're definitely going to have perfect vision. So I think this whole. So I think I hear what you're saying. I think in the beginning we were talking about some of the things that's going on in the community as well. If you want to elaborate more, I think that'd be pretty cool, because we've probably all heard a lot of the same things that are going on.
Well, let me ask y'all first, because I just found an article on YouTube talking about Gandhi so-called statue being removed today. I think he's symbolic to human rights bull and the be nonviolent type of talk and all that.
Right.
But I'm thinking it's a signal. Secret societies does really weird stuff to signal things through movies, through songs, through symbolic stuff, and removing that statue. And that damn Dr. Mombi was saying she knew of it, but she doesn't know the reasons why they just did it like they did it, like from the powers above. You know what I mean? So
here's the statue.
Statue of Gandhi in Ghana, how do you say that? Ghana in Africa. They supposedly removed it. Ghana. Yeah, Ghana. They removed it from a university today, supposedly, or I got the news today. So I don't know if it happened today. I was wondering if you guys heard about it. But
no.
But yeah, I heard about it. I think it happened today. What I'm trying to let you guys know, in my mind, it's symbolic to a correlation to what's to come for us. Because I guess not Malcolm X, but Martin Luther King took on the idea of Gandhi. And then you had the South African situation with that used to be president, the one that died recently. What's his name?
Mandela.
Yeah, but it's correlated to me to mean in my spirit they're signaling something to happen due to removing that like that abruptly. Why would they remove a statue? You know what I mean?
Right.
They do stuff like that for their own little inside little joke or our secret type of stuff. And that's what I think is a connection to us to, they're trying to make it seem like it's celebration time. But if that's the only celebration we can get is a removal of a guy that's been dead, that's in another country that's not ours, as us to feel great about it, that's really silly, right? But that's what I mean. It's like the kind of thing that we should be really looking to get, which is us unifying and resolving our issues and trying to figure out how to get our monies together to do something. We are impressed upon the damn statue situation. Most of us are happy over stupid stuff is what I'm getting at. But it's not anything. It doesn't mean nothing to us. It means something to them. But they make it seem like it should mean something to us as a trick of the mind of games that they play. So anyways, that's what I've been on. I've been in the Bible reading about Moses, which is kind of ironic about how it's been making me feel. And it's pressing upon me like we need to recognize that it's either do or die next year to get it together, or something drastic's about to come upon America or something to where we're going to be in a pickle if we don't figure some stuff out ASAP. To me. Yeah, that's how I feel.
I was going to say that it's interesting. I think Gandhi was actually a positive figure, and he inspired Martin Luther King as well as Mandela. But in regards to the statues, I know they went crazy when last year when we were talking about getting rid of some of those Robert Lee statues, some of those other race, and you're reading the Bible now, and the Bible talks about idols, right?
Yes.
So I think you know.
But Gandhi was racist though against black people. He did not like black people.
I was just about to say that.
So I'm just trying to let you know that he is symbolic in a lot of areas against black people.
So why would he be in Ghana in the first place?
He was there, I guess. Did he try to? I don't know if he ran away or had to go to jail for a couple of years, and he ended up there for something, and then he turned into this guru like everybody's trying to be now.
But I believe there were Indians living in Ghana at the time as well, and I believe he was there for them.
You also know today, guess what? 6 members of melanation or carbonation are gone.
We just was about to talk about that. It was the Little Baby Migos, Serenity, Rambo, which I think Rambo was the mastermind behind like creating the video content as far as video editing and stuff. Rambo was the guy behind doing that.
I want to say something to Shauna real quick too. You
go ahead, brother.
You said you was reading about Moses, and yet here you are on a panel with Aaron, his brother.
Yeah, and you know what? When I read the book today, Moses symbolized to me the word people, our people. Aaron symbolizes like keeping the tabernacle, which is our faith. And then when you remember the stoning of the boy that cursed God supposedly in the desert. And that's a representative of the people that is supposed to be our guide here in America, in my mind. And they have cursed us because they're continuing not to bless us. And until we get them out of our affairs, and stoning doesn't mean death. It just means start all over. You get it?
Got it.
Yep. So if you look up that story about the boy being stoned and try to research that and trace the symbol of that, it's kind of funny how it kind of matches up with what's going on with us now, right now. And if we do not take charge of the next year, in the beginning of next year, and we don't impress upon people to have a new way of thinking and doing stuff, we're done. We have to change the I don't know the word. What's the word? The vibration, the vibration, the intent, the motivation. Something, because what's going on now with all the fuckery stuff, it needs to end. Cynthia G really upset me on Saturday.
Why she upset you?
She had support. I had been her supporter when I first heard her, because I felt in the beginning when I heard her, because I don't know how long she was on at first on YouTube. I didn't know if she had been on since 2009, but I felt like men a lot of times don't allow women to speak about what we need to say. So for her to be as aggressive as she was justified, because I felt like with all the people that she had to go through to get the message heard, she had to go there to be heard, But I felt Saturday, with the streams being as long as it was with her and Say Nala, that she was very disrespectful. And
I was at work. I was at work watching it. I was like, yo, they was going in. It was execrating like a mug. I mean, they were cursing, going in.
They were going in like
with the chat. I
it
was
was a
like,
mock
oh,
show.
what
It
did
was
I
a
come
it
and
was
do? What
didn't it
the
feel
heck?
like didn't it feel like she was
Yo, I swear I got total different like vibe from that panel. I was like, yo, this fucking panel is
it
crazy.
changed my mind. It changed my
Yo,
mind. I'm gonna tell you
yo,
why, Aaron. I'm gonna tell you why, because it was abuse. It was not just
man, that panel was wild.
it was not going back and forth. It was not fair at all because now they have bullies over there. Now they're just having people get shut down and shut out, cut out. I got banned. Both my channels got banned because I had brought up Mona Simone the other time. Now I only caught her live. I haven't been watching her every day because I don't watch that kind of intense talk every day. Like maybe once or twice a week I'll catch up with her. So I hadn't been watching her for a while. I've been doing other stuff in my videos, my own videos. So I wasn't really tripping off of her. So the first live in a long time was the one where Mona Simone was clowned by her and the Ren and the Taz and the Irene and Phil. They all gangbustered, talking real crazy to a gay
They all
lady.
fell asleep on the panel too.
And they fell asleep. They fell asleep twice.
Snoring. They was
Mona
snoring.
wasn't
But let me finish. They were calling her faggot and all that type of talk. All
Actually,
of
that
them.
was Taz doing that, I think. Mostly.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, and Cynthia referenced her to, she wanted her pee and all that kind of talk, her private part. And I was just like, are you kidding me here? So it really stirred my spirit to realize that she's full of herself and that she feels like she's made it and she's the queen now of the social media. She's, renowned for being this villain and she's embracing it like the Omarosa of YouTube. But that's just letting me know how we need not promote that.
So what's your thoughts over now?
We need to just be anti that rhetoric. She has got to turn that around. She got to turn that off. I'm sorry. I can't be allowing someone running. If you had a dog that had rabies, would you allow it to run around with your friends and family? You have to tell that you got to get the owner or whoever to get that dog in order. You know what I'm saying? So we as people have to enforce that, though. I can't do it. But I'm saying people like me or y'all in the chat, or if y'all know them, come on, we got to change this. Y'all got to demand the respect to get it. And if all of us do that saying, look, we're about to drop off, you can't do that no more because the season needs to be over for the rhetoric. And I don't know how long she's been doing the rhetoric because I've only been online for 4 months. But it's long enough, in my opinion, for it to be the way it's been. And I feel like, solutions should be more the focus. But all this going back and forth is just a game. It's a gimmick. It's a way of dodging and baiting, switching like we've been seeing. And all these game and fuckeries, that's what we're supposed to be happy with. That is not what we should be happy with. And I'm just appalled that nobody is standing up and saying stuff. So I've been saying stuff. And I normally wouldn't because once I support you, I try not to, go off that. But I'm like, it was so egregious in my spirit. It vexed me. And I was like, you know what? What if these words could traumatize? I don't know how sensitive a guy can be, but I'm pretty sure everybody has a limit. And you never know to what words you might have said that got that person to get out of sorts to the point where they ain't gonna be right. You cannot let people run around damaging spirits, and I feel like it's on that level now. I feel like before she needed to be aggressive because there was too many guys versus her. I got that. But now that we know her argument and we got it, you need to tone it down and just be cool. And I understand if someone is being disrespectful to you first, but if that didn't happen, she was coming out the gate being disrespectful. She had the back of her, the avatar said Dust Records or something like that. So she's gone beyond to make it like a gimmick, like a gig now, to where everything is going to be joked upon, beta males. And she's even saying stuff like sugar booties and all that type of talk. And that's cute and all in the beginning, but it's old, it's redundant. It's not going to help the morality of men. We cannot We cannot demonize all men. I'm sorry. I've been talking about men too, and I talk about men more than I talk about women, but I'm turning the page now to talk about women now, because it's like y'all need to be held to a higher standard as well. I can't be asking the men to tone it down and respect me and let you run around acting a fool and not say nothing to you, because that's a hypocrite. So I had to address it, because her video is the one that I got the most views. I didn't know she was that villainized, because I was fairly new, but I just gave a standpoint of, we needed that incentive from somebody to spark men to think. You know what I mean? I felt like that's what it needed to be done. But to abuse somebody emotionally and be casual about it, she's being sarcastic about it, and it seems like this is her going show. You know what I mean? Like on the road. And that can't be. We can't allow that to be. So I'm saying, like, if it's just going to be me and nobody else, it ain't gonna matter. But if you have like hundreds of people saying, come on, we not having that, we're not going to listen to you and make it harder, the bitch going to have to tone it down. Make her tone it down is what I'm saying. And it's only right. Like, if I can go off on a guy being disrespectful, I should be able to do the same way with a female. And I'm saying I addressed it in my video, because I didn't want to be a hypocrite feeling the way I felt and not say something. So that's why I did it. So you could go check it out. I was being very transparent. I feel like she's kind of feeling herself. And I think that she has people around her that's making her feel protected, which is making her more of a beast about it. And I don't think that that's good, because she has too many people that she has influence on. And, our morale is already so bad. We can't afford to have a high profile person to be running them up to make things harder. And I'm like, if you're going to stream for what, like 10, 12 hours, you are not going to make it about a positivity thing. That's like an opportunity you blew. I would have made it so positive. I would have had so many different things that were going on to make sure that day was perfect. I'd have been like, everybody on my panel has to be on the best behavior because we're turning today. I would have been like that. That would have been me. And I would have been shutting people down that were being disrespectful, or say, come back when you get your conversation back, because today is going to be a better day. But that's what you got to do when you want to change the vibration. You want to change the lingo. You want to let it be known that how we've been is a possibility that we could be better. As soon as Christmas time comes, these same people that are clowning Black people are going to be saying Merry Christmas to everybody else. Everybody else gets Merry Christmas. The ones that are true enemies are going to get the Merry Christmases and be treated respectfully. And we still clowning our own. That right there is bothering me. And I don't like Christmas, but those same people that are clowning us are going to be celebrating Christmas, and they're going to be gentle and nice to the people that they're talking about. Okay, I'm just going to keep it a buck. That's how I feel. Any questions?
Well, I'm thinking maybe she's trying to be like a female Tommy.
That's real talk,
like
Shauna. Real talk.
Huh? I'm just saying it's enough already. I will deal with Tommy later, but I feel like a woman cannot be bruising men like that. We already have enough hate. We really don't need to cement it to make them hate us even more than what we are already at. Why can't we realize the next year is coming up and we need to have a better way of being? Period. Why not? When? If we don't, when?
Right. I think there's like, for some reason, in her video, did she have like a super chat type thing going on too? Were there a lot of people donating to it?
It was over 600 people. And I'm telling you that she combined
a lot of money.
She combined forces with Nyla, and they streamed first on Cynthia's channel, and they went to Nyla's channel, and Nyla did like a 12-hour thing. It wasn't over until like almost 3 o'clock in the morning. And I kept going in and out, but the part that I did catch every time was horrific. And I was just like, are you serious? And I noticed her tone, to be honest, has changed. Her tone was more aggressive, authoritative, and now it's kind of like coy-like, playful-like, more sensual-like she's possessed or trying to use some magic on people. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's strange. It was strange Saturday. it felt like a hex of sorts to me. It was weird. So I was not having it. And I made my impression felt on my video. Lucky for her, not a lot of people know about me, but once they do, she gonna be like, damn. But yeah, I broke it down. So everybody check out my video for Black Righteous Folks. Check out all my videos. Please like and subscribe.
So now let's get to Carbonation.
Yeah, but you know what's strange today? That it happened on the day of Gandhi and the stone and all that. So all his dynasty is tumbling down the very day that Gandhi's being tumbling down. The very guy that thought he could live out in the nature is kind of ironic, isn't it? Yeah. So all this stuff is coming to a head, that we're realizing that the way that we are masking around, trying to follow behind gurus, trying to follow behind, personalities and, great personalities on YouTube or whatever. We've got to get out of the mindset of glorifying these mini idols. I mean, it's about us, the people. It's not about you and who you think you are. I'm just saying it needs to be a switch of the attitude. It's about we, the people. It's not about you anymore. That part is over. Shit.
Right. What I was gonna say is that, remember the Carbonation thing and this Nature Boy, he was going after weak people anyway. So there was, I don't think anybody with any substance.
But looks at the live. Like, I didn't find it interesting. Like it's like how here's live. I'm gonna see. Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear it?
No. I don't hear nothing.
And I hate when it does that. Okay. Well, basically,
it showed that you were trying to share something.
It showed us, but maybe
why they want to leave, and they like, we don't want to talk. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he's forcing them to be on camera, and he's like making them look miserable, and they like, man, fuck, we already hooked up anyway. And it's like he's just wanting to put them on display. Even the boy right there with the orange shirt, that's the boy that gave him the 300K.
I know. Like, he left too. But I forgot what I was about to say. Dang. Young Pharaoh is the one that caused this though, because he went on a live, I think yesterday or today, and he was showing pictures of the baby, of the sickly baby looking all wrinkled up and puny and all that. And he was like, if that father don't do something, he was going in on how can y'all watch this in front of y'all faces and y'all right there. So he was going in on that. And I think that they were like, you know what, we need to go ahead and address this before we end up being arrested. They can go to jail for negligence if they didn't do what they did.
Apparently, they came back to America to get some cards or whatever.
Yeah, he's in Costa Rica. He's in Central America. So
no, he's not. He's not in Costa Rica. I know exactly where he is, bro.
Costa Rica, man.
I thought he was in Mexico. I thought he was in Mexico.
He's in Central America somewhere.
Look, and I got the receipt to prove that. Hold on, he's in Pelican, Mexico. He's telling everybody he's in heaven, and
he was there. Yeah, he was in Costa Rica.
This is where he is right here. Look,
and then he moved.
Listen, the resort they staying in is a little rental resort. Here it is right here for $32 a night. So through donations they get.
Pelican Bay.
No, Pelican, Mexico.
Yeah, I'm saying he needs to be in Pelican Bay or San Quentin.
Look at this. $30
Did you say San Quentin? He said San Quentin.
$32 a night.
Let's go. Yeah, he need to go somewhere. He needs to go to the doctor first, though. That's what he needs to go do. But and then that's wild. Like, man, the shit that's going on out there, and then they had to go get the baby stuff. So they said, because I seen Serenity and Rambo, they was like they're back in Babylon, so that means they're in the States when they say Babylon.
So they was back in the Rambo?
Serenity is the one with the baby.
So is that one of his wives?
No, that's one of his ex-wives. Rambo is actually the Spanish dude.
One of his victims. That's sad. I mean, I feel so bad for them because
right there. See, that's right here. This picture right here. Well, not picture, but that's Serenity right there, and that's Rambo right there.
So when Sarnetta interviewed him, what was Sarnetta talking about?
Basically, letting him just tap dance around him and his bull.
Because I saw a little bit of the interview, but there was a reason why Sarnetta wanted to interview Nature Boy.
He just wanted to get that exposure. He just came off of having him and Brother Polite on the phone at each other, and then
Yeah, they were
y'all,
talking
you know
about
what I'm
him
saying?
being a. I think they're talking about him being like a pedophile too. Like Nature Boy
Yeah,
was saying some weird
Sonetta
stuff.
asked him a bunch of questions. Sonetta asked him if he believed in God, and then he said, "I am God, and we all are God," and how he's from the highest frequency of the sun and all that crazy stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was it,
Yeah,
was- it
but
was, it
no,
was
he
a
don't
lot.
have those 4 wives no more. All of his wives are gone. And been given
Except for
to 2
that
others,
one, Eliana,
except for one. Except for one.
the little light
So
skinned one. She's in the
yeah,
back talking about let him go, let him go.
yeah, they playing it off is what they're doing. They know troubles is doom is
Yeah, yeah.
what's the word is
I
coming.
mean, come on now. They come back to America, get down there, and as soon as they get down there, they're ready to leave, man. They done came to the
No,
States,
they got
somebody
to
done
take
put
that
them in
doctor.
game.
They got to take the baby to the doctor, and they got to
And
take
they
all
gotta
those
take the
tests.
baby, yeah.
So they're gonna know
Right,
all the information today. By tomorrow, probably they're gonna know the
right.
status of that baby.
Now that young girl would be infected too, right? The Ileana.
All of them can be because he was trying to get. He got the virgin and gave him to another guy. Got another lady. She's with,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess, by
Mama
herself.
Mia.
He's
Yeah.
he's been through like 7 or 8 of them though total. He's been
Man, to
through a
be
whole
honest,
lot of
I
them.
think I
You know
think
what? The
Nature Boy done
CDC need to go
smashed all them
quarantine that whole
girls.
area off. The
That's
CDC
what
need
I'm
to seriously
saying.
quarantine that entire area off because they are all very sick and
Yeah,
diseased.
All right.
young Farrell discovered that he gave them one of the diseases, and he didn't say HIV. He said he doesn't want to name it for
Yeah.
protection of the witness. But he says that at least 3 of the females has this disease that he could not name. But he
So
said it wasn't HIV.
how many people are at this place total? I guess before the 6 left. How many of them
I
are
think
there?
there's probably like
I think it's
5 or
about
6 left. I think 5 or 6 are left.
yeah,
Okay,
maybe
so there was
There's
only
no,
like maybe
there's
10
no
or
telling how
15
many. You know,
altogether.
with
yeah,
cults,
yeah.
there's no telling how many people are there when it comes to cults.
Because he don't show them on camera. He don't show everybody on camera because
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it
true.
always
That's
be a
true.
you can
face,
have
you
as
know.
many as 600 or 6,000 maybe.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
Yeah, he ain't
Come
got
on
that
now.
damn many.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah. He probably the most he probably was
No.
rocking was like 25. Come on.
Shoot, Jim Jones had that many of them. David Koresh had a lot of followers.
Yeah. I don't know about this fool though, but yeah,
But
because
no,
that's
he's
why.
Wally. He's the Wally Coyote though of the gurus.
So Dojo, what's your thoughts on these people leaving Carbonation?
Yeah, y'all was going
They
there
should have
for a
left a
minute.
long time ago. They
Yeah,
should have left.
they should have. I agree. I mean, common sense should have registered a long time ago. Because honestly, the way Nature Boy treating everybody and from the information y'all just provided, I mean, I probably would have took off on Cephas. We'd have been tearing up the paradise. We'd have been tearing paradise up. Because how could you just sit around and just watch this occur? Like the Miss said, right? You know, like Pharaoh said, right in front of you, you're sitting there watching this occur. I'd have been questioning a lot of stuff. I'd have been sleeping
Yeah.
real heavy, and I'd have to
So
take
here's
off
something
on it.
deep though. You notice all these things are coming out right before the new year. Like how many things have come out? You can't even count. I'm telling you, something big is
All
about
this
to
shit
happen.
going on. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
why
that
we having all this
You know, to
revelation
be
because God
honest,
is trying to let us know there's no excuse to change is what I'm trying to say. There's no excuse to change with all this evidence dumped in our laps and we don't change. If we don't get smart from that, we ain't gonna get smart from shit.
And you're right. I would like to elaborate if I may.
Go ahead, brother.
First thing I would like to say, it's a privilege to be on the same panel as the lady who's speaking. I don't know how to address you by your YouTube name or by however the case may
You
be.
call me 4Black to make it easy. 4Black.
4Black. And like a lot of us brothers, you know, it appears that we confuse with the whole narrative or the whole black thing. So to me, I personally take it as black is layers, and we've been convinced that black is a color because our experiences have been turned to art. You see that the authenticity is actually mapped in our genetics. It's within us, and it's kind of strange to me. It's strange how we did that before, but yet at the same time, they teach us what we've already created through nature. And so, whether Aboriginal, African, or even nigga, right? No doubt that there's something about black struggle that we find happiness in the sadness. And that's the phenomenon that they do not understand, and you mentioned the Bible, and
Mhm.
my thing about the Bible is when the prophets became who they were. You see, so when you see how they say the King of Kings and Lords of Lords, that's actually a description of an experience that these people were having at that time. When they denied the Most High as their king, that's when they chose Saul over
Mhm.
king, right?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and then when the Christ time, when they denied Christ as their Lord, now you see the King of Kings and the Lords of Lords. I say that to say one of my favorite prophets was Nathan, because in Nathan the prophet, right, he was so assured of himself in his faith that he wouldn't address God through prayer. He would just
Mm.
speak for God directly. And so he
Mhm.
was the prophet that was addressed to King David. And see, King
Mm.
David wanted to make a beautiful castle and a beautiful this for the Ark of the Covenant, because the Ark of the Covenant only resided inside of a tent. So Nathan the prophet was like, yeah, go ahead and do that. God's will, do that. And later that night, the Most High came to the Most High came to Nathan the prophet and corrected him and say, you didn't come check with me before you told him that. So you need to go back and revise David. And so when King Nathan goes back to revise David, David didn't like the answers that he was getting. And so he took it upon himself. And so whatever you find clarity in what I just said, peace be upon that. But as for Nature Boy, yeah, I mean, I don't follow a guru because I know the times of the signs.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't try to pressure nobody just saying that my endeavors is going to fuel your dreams, and that just don't happen, because my dreams don't fuel you; they only fuel me. I yield the
Mhm.
floor.
But God has told me, though, in all honesty, that is not a leader we're looking for. We're looking for each other. We should collectively get together and pull money together towards a whole host of projects. But the problem is who to trust. That's the issue.
And
But
see,
that's what
me,
God is.
I think these people with carbonation, like most of them are probably like outsiders, lost. They
Mhm.
they don't feel at home. So they took notice to this self-proclaimed dude, and they ran with it. Now you know what I'm saying. I mean that's what I think. I mean, like,
All I'm trying to say is this is the end of us trying to follow leaders. God is trying to tell us symbolically that we are not to follow leaders. That's why Nature Boy had to go to day, matching up with Gandhi, that fake leader for us, and all the other leaders that have told us to be docile and non-confrontational. This is now the era for us to not be docile, not to war, but to be active, to be working, to be talkative, to not settle. This is the time for us not to settle. Period. This is what this is symbolizing to me.
it's sad. And then on top of that, it's more of them pregnant out there. It's like three, four of them pregnant out there, man. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy's got to be stopped at all costs. He needs to be in a padded cell somewhere.
He will be. He will be, because once all those tests come back, he's getting charged with deliberate,
man, look.
knowing full
To
well
be
that he
honest,
did
man,
that.
I think when they get back to the states, if they don't stay down there in the tropics, when they get back to the states, they already gonna have motherfuckers on their ass. You know what I mean?
And I don't wish death on them. I really don't. But this gonna probably be somebody out there looking for him.
Why?
Well, I don't
Why?
think nobody's gonna looking for them. But you see these members right here, they gonna want to know why what's going on with that baby. Motherfuckers gonna start having questions when they come back to the states.
They have to take the baby mandatory to the
Yeah, so
hospital.
you see
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying
saying?
is, once those tests come out, once Serenity realizes what she did to that baby, and Rambo gets upset about how they allow their lives to be enthralled, messed up by Nature Boy, they're going to be spilling the beans, or
You know
That's
what?
it's
what
going
I
to leak
said
out.
too. That's what I said. That's what I
It might
said.
come from
That's what
somebody
I
from
said.
within his own organization. It might. I'm thinking it might come from someone within, someone who he knows. It might not be an outsider. If
Mm-hmm.
if
But
if,
that's
if it
what
went
these
that route.
are. That's what these are. Yeah.
Yeah, but the truth is coming out whether they want to or not, because this is the drop of knowledge of the truth, and that's what I'm saying. God made it so hard for us to not deny what's in our face, and He says if you can't catch this clue, y'all need to just get slaughtered.
You know, I'm gonna tell you what I heard another YouTuber say, which is really on point. That we're in the age of exposure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And
But it's a
there's a
good
lot of
thing
that going
because
on.
there's no excuse for us to
Mhm.
argue over the same stuff if we know all the things that's in front of us that we need to know and do. It's pointless to go back to entertainment of being disrespected. Why would we want to continually go and get mocked and enjoy, or get angered by being mocked, or be enjoyed or enjoy the mocking? I mean, either way, the entertainment is not benefiting and uplifting us in our situation. So we're basically looking like we're the shambos of our own selves if we don't get it right with all this evidence in our face. And if we allow people just to tell us whatever and we do not respond, what I'm saying is we cannot be docile and quiet anymore coming up next year. And I'm not saying go raving like a maniac. I'm saying we should all combinedly talk about the same conversation like this that I'm saying to everybody, and let it catch fire to where we're not having the bullshit no more, and we actually gonna do shit. That's it. We can't just sit back and just take it, is what I'm saying. If y'all do that, y'all go at it. I'll be the only one acting the fool, I guess. But hey, I've been doing it all my life, so I guess I'm kind of used to it. But I'm gonna be ringing the bells. There's not gonna be no excuse on my end, because what God has put on my heart to say, I'm gonna say. And if they don't take heed, because I'm pretty sure that my video is gonna get back to one of them sooner than later, and it has already, one of them, the first one that I did, because Uncle Suge also did it on his live. He put it on his live, so it got back to the guy that I had talked about, Zaza, and one of the bullies online that was clowning the gay lady. And like I said, I don't like bullies. I don't like nobody trying to browbeat you. I don't like that. I don't, what is that? You can't make me believe you, or you can't make me accept your view. That's ridiculous. And it should be open to where we can talk and express ourselves without fear. That's ridiculous to be fearful to open your mouth. So that's kind of like when you have that environment going on, that's kind of a cult. That's kind of like you arraigning the situation. It's not open for the people. It's open for you to make your money, your business, your hustle, and you got pit bulls running around acting a fool. That's what you got currently. You guys are speechless.
You went in.
We just love listening to you speak. You speak so eloquently.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I had a hard time at the beginning talking because I write better than I talk. I'm more of a writer. But it's getting better.
Going in yesterday.
Oh yeah, when I get upset, Aaron, that's a whole different thing. I turn into something else. It's when I'm thinking and I'm calm, I get nervous. But if I get upset or emotional, it takes a whole life of its own. I can't explain it. So it's my spirit.
I think I get that way too.
Mm-hmm.
All I was just waiting for you to say is, and another thing, oh, you no good black mother, your mama, your dog, your cat.
But I didn't go all in like that, but I try to do something different this morning. I actually did a video about when I was gay, because I'm tired of hearing the bashing of homosexuality. Even though I'm not in that lifestyle, I still know what it feels like to be bashed. I know what it feels like to be isolated. I know what it feels like to not to be the favorite guest to the party. And it's not fair to invite somebody to your platform to be berated. That does not make sense in my mind at all. Right. So, and I'm just like, if I don't stand up, that type of attitude is going to be prevalent for every situation. And how, if you have 30% or whoever is gay like that, or bi or whatever, you're going to make sure that they're not going to be able to respond appropriately. And I feel like I can respond because I'm not in the lifestyle, and I could tell her from the standpoint of, how the origins of being gay is, because people don't really get it unless you are, or unless you've been there. So I try to explain it from my standpoint of what happened to me. I try to explain it from, past relations that I had from their stories, which were, men can harm women so bad to make them be curious to be gay. And a lot of men don't want to hear that, but that is the truth. So I also wanted to put it out there like that. When men are running around being whoremongers, having babies all over the place, you don't think that harms a woman's emotional stability and eventually she can respond behind that. And that's one of the responses. What's that noise?
Oh, that's me. I'm working at a construction site.
Oh, so that's one of the responses that you can get. I'm just saying from my experience, I know that. And then my experience was being left neglected. I was wide open for my temptation of that. And then you have the other experience of you can be raped to where you don't like it at first, but then, you know, after that trauma happens, maybe another kinder guy talked to you and made you feel better about yourself. And so you kind of wore it as a badge and a cover, you know, even though it was abuse, you turned it into something else. You flipped it like the black people did with the word nigger. They used it, they flipped it to nigga. That's what these people do when they have something bad happen. They turn the word around or made it a part of them to make it feel better for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way. But anyways, the long story short is I'm tired of people not understanding the real philosophy or psychology of gay people and the origins of it, because it's very disrespectful to me just to call it a mental condition and be very brutish like that, as if being a whoremonger is okay, but being gay is just an abomination. All of it is. As far as what I've been reading in the Bible, God is not smiling down when you're, you know, in a lot of different instances, he's not smiling down, but then in other instances, it makes it seem like it's okay. But I think that's the trick of what this culture has done to the Bible, is as ad-libbed a lot of stuff and added or took away a lot of things to make it seem like the Old Testament was like anything could go. Although he was saying it's a sin to do this and that, it still was happening, right? So it's kind of a contradiction saying you ain't supposed to do that, but all these stories where it is happening. But a lot of people like to argue being straight is not a sin. And where did y'all get that? You know, I heard that you had to be married. You know what I'm saying? That you can't be running around acting like that. But when a woman talks like that, it's like we're saying we're anti-men. No, I'm saying I'm more righteous now. And I have better standards, and I don't want to just be out here with a man or a woman. And I'm going to wait until I find the appropriate person. If I don't, I'm fine right now. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying. I'm just trying to work on me and be useful for other things in relation to what is going on in the world right now. That's what I'm focused on right now. But I felt like I had to like give a very good dialogue as to the conversation for anyone that might want to know about it, instead of having the environment that they had when they attacked her. I didn't have nobody interrupt me. So I was able to express it. So that's what I did earlier today. So I try to mix it up with my knowledge of what I can bring just to open up people's mind. I'm not trying to say it's okay to do. I'm saying for me and what I went through, this is how I got to where I'm at now. And everybody else has to do their own. Yeah, it's a testament. And that's what the Bible tells us we should do. Be a testimony to our life. You know, it helps spark curiosity in other people's minds as to how they can change or think about certain things that they're doing wrong. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to edify one another. We're supposed
to. They're building a LGBT center across the street from the construction site I'm at here in the Boulevard.
Oh no! Wow.
Yep.
How you feel about that? Are you like tripping out?
No, not really. But
what kind of center is it? Like a community center for them, or?
I'm thinking that's what it's going to be. Some kind of. I think it's going to have some residences and stuff too. It's they're going to have all the amenities for them. So.
I thought you meant I thought you meant a dance club. That's why I was
amenities. That's wild.
No, it's going to be an LGBTQ.
Don't use that word. You guys are crazy. See how the jokes come up.
Well, that's the best word I can use to describe. That's the politically correct term, right? LGBTQ.
No, I don't even know. He didn't like the word amenities. He didn't want to have any word in relation to gay. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's such a highly touchable, just like religion.
Word out there.
Gay and religion is the most toxic words to be used with Black people.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Think
you know what I find interesting?
My thing is this. I mean,
go ahead, Dojo.
I'm sorry.
You good, my man. I really find it interesting when they discuss like the end times in the Bible. Like you said, the Old Testament is concealed documents. The New Testament is basically saying revealed. But the New Testament only has one book of prophecy. According to the New Testament, most of it was written by Paul anyway. Most of them are letters. But my thing is, what I find interesting is in the Gospels when they talk about when they was asking, the Christ Spirit or Jesus Christ, however you want to announce the man. When they asked him about the end times, he had mentioned, rumors of wars and et cetera, et cetera. And that's what's always emphasized. But if you keep reading, and if I'm not mistaken, Google will be a friend today. But if you keep reading in the book Mark, and if I'm not mistaken, Luke, when it says in red words, let me say that in red words, it says there will be two men there will be two men in a bed grinding on each other. One will be taken and one will be left behind. And it goes on saying that. So it goes to show that it's the righteousness, or should I say the loyalty and faith of the person. And to me personally, don't feel like the person was being judged for their sexuality. I feel that all reality is for us to pass judgment or murmur. And if we do one or the other, then we're held accountable for that.
My position is if we help build each other back up, people are going to get inspired to want to be a part of that movement instead of always being a part of something negative. And doing positivity things inspires people to want to stay on that path. You never know how much of a influence being positive could be to people. They might want to give up alcohol. They might not want to be whoremongering. They might want to be involved and do other things. Once they see work is being done, that's the issue. Our thing that we like to do as Black people is words. We don't like to transpose it to work. And work is our finances. Work is actually doing something and making something happen with, a project in mind and finishing it through. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we are hung up on, is starting a project and actually finishing it through, other than just making other people rich. We have glorified singular people that represent us as a collective, and there are only a handful that are making out like bandits. And we're watching them like there are many gods while we're wilting away, while we are drowning. And I'm saying that narrative has got to change, that we cannot accept that. We have to tell them that I hope you guys enjoyed your vacation, but it's time for us to go to work now. Let's use your platform for these things now. If they can't do that, then it's kind of like a set agenda. If they can't do that, if nobody wants to uplift our condition, then what does that say?
Information Man was just saying something really similar on his panel tonight. And they were talking about Ben X also. And man, I'm telling you what, it seemed like as if you were there, Shauna, but he was saying the same thing. First of all, these platforms don't belong to us no way. This is Google shit. And they can take it anytime they want. Instead of using, like they were saying, using these platforms for buffoonery and coonery, there's nothing wrong with having fun. Okay, I get that. I like to have fun too. But we need to use these platforms to uplift and empower our people.
That's what I'm saying.
We need to say and do something. And it doesn't have to always be the Dr. King speech or the Ballad of the Bullet by Malcolm. It could be something else. Be creative. We got a lot of content creators out here. Do something uplifting, positive. Everything has to be always about, I'm so sick and tired of these gender wars. Like I was saying earlier, I see I'm about to get back on my soapbox. But I just got to keep saying this. I'm sick and tired of this gender war stuff. Then we talk about each other so bad, like, oh, that's white man stuff, because we talking about Black gamers. I think I saw Boredom in the chat. He's a gamer. We don't have too many Black gamers that are represented. We don't have too many. We always expect for Black people to get up there and talk about righteousity and talk about who shot who and who's beefing with who and who did what and slept with whose girlfriend or boyfriend. I get so sick and tired of hearing that.
I know, but Aaron, the thing is, we have everything in place to change it right now. We have GoFundMes we can all do. We all have connections, just like that stupid melanation or carbonation, how he did his thing. Why can't we do that for us?
That's something I brought up, though. We talk. That's something I did bring up before. We got all these PayPals and Patreons. Exactly, I agree. We should all support each other's channels. That's what I've been
No,
stressing
not
for
the
the longest.
channel, but causes. Not the channel, but causes. It cannot stay for them to become fat and oily like the Bible and greedy. It has to come back to us. They can get $1 maybe, but we need to have money towards causes. It can't be
What would
about
be some good legitimate causes.
like, for instance, we have all these cases where people are going to jail, getting prematurely arrested. We can learn about the news and about what happened in the news. Maybe we can bless $2 towards a fund to help out certain people that got prematurely arrested and they needed to get it bonded out. Like, some people don't even have $1,000 just to get back out of jail, and they're in jail for years or months and months behind not having $1,000 because their family is not going to get them out to help them out. Stuff like that. Or you can have cases where someone's fighting for their life, a couple of dollars from all the platforms combined for GoFundMe's to help out different projects that you can research and know for certain is legitimate story and situation. You know, it takes time to do all that. But I'm saying, like, we got to start somewhere. We got to do something. We cannot keep assuming that we have to hoard everything we have for ourselves, and that's a blessing. The only way that we can bless is bless each other, and then it becomes a blessing.
Be blessed to be a blessing. That's actually what I'm talking about.
That's
how many people know about Legal Shield? Are you familiar with Legal Shield?
Yeah, I know about that Legal Shield.
Yeah,
I mean, I believe that could work. That could be a start to get somebody out of jail, get them a lawyer, and get them a lawyer, because a lot of us don't have access to good legal counsel. Let's just be honest about that. That was the purpose of what Legal Shield was designed for.
Mm-hmm. And then you have a lot of homeless stuff that we can do for Black people and have like monies to help get them. Like, some people need a hotel for the night, or a scarf, or gloves, or a dinner, something.
Yeah,
we don't do nothing for nobody but us unless we want to praise them, unless we're jocking them, unless we're admiring them. I haven't given nobody other than the Desiree Davis Instagram model, who is fighting for her life with silicone that's drifting around her body dangerously. And if it opens up in her bloodstream, she could die. So she's like $3,000 last time I checked.
Get plastic surgery?
I want her to live for her children, and I want her to be an advocate like she is right now, because she went on Wine with Tasha K, told her story. Now she's contacted everybody that she influenced to tell them not to do it, and she's making her platform about that, about her life struggling with the dangerous situation, to influence or press upon the younger girls or females that thought about doing it not to do it by her story. So why would I not want to save someone like that to help be involved with helping other females that are trying to be ratchet to realize what the doom could be behind that? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather do that than to bless a platform that's been around since 2012 or 9, and they're fat rich right now. What the fuck I got to care about them for? They're set the fuck up. We're not.
This is true. I mean, get some good access to good legal counsel, and Legal Shield works pretty much anywhere. And I mean, you get an attorney specialized in what you're dealing with. And true, was it designed by, was it founded by a white man in Ada, Oklahoma? Yeah, okay, yeah, I get that. Fine, utilize the resources because they're there. Utilize them anyway, and use them to benefit those of us in our community who don't have access to it, and show them how to use it, and be with them.
Well, I'm just throwing out ideas. I'm saying, like, why don't they have the mindset? If I had a platform that had 20,000, 10,000, I would have asked at least, are you there? I would have asked at least if someone could have set up a what do you call it? The money thing. What is it called again? PayPal, whatever.
PayPal.
Okay. Just so that I would suggest, if I had 10,000, could I have 1,000 supporters every month contribute this money, and I'll show you how I'm going to spend it. I'll have it on online to show what I did with it, with the receipts, and show what the blessing that I provided. That's what I would do to give the confidence to my look-ons about that I'm going to use the money in front of their faces, show them where the money went, and then make that be a movement grassroots. We can't use the people that's already in play as a go-to to give them money because they're already conning. So we got to get the people that have not been affected by the con bug to start a grassroots unaffected. You know what I mean? And start showing different examples of us doing that. And it would catch fire. You understand? Yeah. I'm just saying, can you imagine if I had 1,000 people that did that and I did it to where they could see how the money's being spent? Like maybe they contributed $1. And so I had yeah. And then I had $1,000 and I showed you what I did with $1,000 in Sacramento, California, where I'm at. And I would go and put people up to show you how it was a blessing. Don't you know, showing that would inspire others to do the same. And then we can start getting our shit together. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because you gave me. We gotta hang out. We gotta talk.
Last week,
our heads together.
That's what I'm talking about. But we cannot go off of the Phils and the Cynthias and all. They've been licking their chops too much. Come on. I couldn't trust
you. You know what? We small YouTubers. That's right. Let's do our thing. No, yeah. I mean, I like Phil, I like Sin, but I agree with you, Shauna. Let's do our thing.
But what I'm saying, once it catches fire, we can have a bigger grassroots, and then it will be picked up by them. They don't want to straggle in to join in the thing. But I'm trying to warn them before. We should force them to try to want to do that also on their platform. We still going to do our thing, but we still should not let them be comfortable doing what they're doing because they're not being a blessing to us. And why are they representing us if they're not a blessing? You keep saying, what you going to do? When you going to get these people? Well, you got the people. Why don't you start? Why don't you show us?
And I agree with you on that because I am getting sick and tired of saying, well, what y'all gonna do? Well, shit, what the hell are you gonna do? You asking everyone else what they're gonna do. What are you doing?
You got 55,000 people. You can't get 5 motherfuckers to donate $1 every month to do causes. That's right there. You got your shit. That's why I'm so fucking pissed.
What's up, man? What's happening, family tree?
Good to have you. Good to have you.
And what's up?
Turned up like the vibe.
Is that boredom?
What's happening?
What's up, boredom?
Is that boredom?
Yeah, man.
Oh snap!
I'm on fire.
What
did you bring enough? Did you bring enough wet wipes?
Wet wipe mafia, man. Wet wipe is the new knockout, man. They don't know, man. No, but you know what happens is there is so much talking in the community, and people come up with new ideas every day, and there's so much talking and meetings about it. But there's not really planning and vetting. And by vetting, I mean, if you're going, it's not about trying to include everybody in your vision. You have to look at what each role they play. If you're talking about collecting any amount of money, having someone who can create like a budget so that it can be broken down for people. Someone who can carry on, you might get more money than you have. Okay, now what we gonna do with the surplus? Just somebody who can get.
Y'all would see the money on the computer, wouldn't you? And then I would do the money as we talk about as I go.
I'm just making the point that we don't bring everybody into our vision. You know, we want to influence as many as possible, but when you're talking about strategizing and planning, it's all about vetting because you want to look at the strengths of who you're bringing in. And if they're not good at something and you're in charge of that, it may be a failed process. Hell, they may get lucky and learn on the job, but you know, that's
all I'm trying to do is change the mindset of just being happy with being mocked and clowned and disrespected. I'm saying like they should get upset about that continuing forward. And I'm just saying like they should make suggestions as to, can we be positive this upcoming year? Can we try to do something better than this? I don't understand why they would just kick it another year doing the same thing is all I'm saying.
You know, I can't control grown folks, but I can convince young folks. And I just keep it right there as long as I'm positive. I know I'll be cracking jokes and sometimes be like, oh shit, this bug's crazy. But for the most part, it's all about positivity. Even I've had people make videos about me. You're like, holy shit, you just play video games. Well, people get mad when they get blocked, you know. But
Well, I don't
Because
expect
that's
to influence everybody. I expect to influence the righteous-minded people, the righteous-minded people. And then you can have other people that have nothing to do with our race that want to join and say, I'm just going to throw money in. This person is doing that in front of my face where I know where the money's going. I want to contribute now. You never know. That's what I'm saying. But we got to do something and think about something other than just sitting there getting clowned and looking at men being badgered and seeing women getting badgered. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right on.
But I don't even be keeping up with none of that. Like a lot of the people that y'all be naming, but I'm kind of
busy playing games. That's why.
I live on Peel Hill.
He's too busy in Wakanda playing video games. Dirty, swiftness, know nothing else niggas.
He sits down like Gandhi playing video games.
I live on the street called Peel Hill, and right across the street are lines of tents. Some with families. Sometimes you can hear babies crying.
Mm-hmm.
There are needles in the streets. There is shit on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There are drug dealers proclaiming everything they got to anybody who passes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to try to.
You have to start somewhere, Boredom. You be putting the Debbie Downer thing. I'm saying it's a new idea. We could just pass it forward about bless up for the new year.
Sounds like San Pedro Boulevard on Skid Row to me.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. That's the picture. But when I walk through, and when I uplift my people, when I volunteer, when I give somebody a meal. That's my charity. I ain't tripping off the YouTube social activist because I got a very real thing that I see every day. So, today my mama's birthday. I said, get what you want. That's charity. You know what I mean?
That's charity.
Is more locally. I used to be universal. Like, please believe, from like the age I sacrificed my youth for the struggle. I was raising families that wasn't even mine, helping communities, becoming leaders in those communities, shutting down y'all between this time on some Thug Life shit because I got it from Thug Life. I bought that shit because I was way across the United States, far away from home. But community activism gave me a strong name. But I sacrificed something that I love to do, to fight for my people and to help my kids and teach my children. And I'm glad I did it, but I made a great sacrifice. So God got me in retirement, although I'm still in a tough community where I still take part, but it's not as like I gotta save the world anymore. I gotta save myself, because if I'm at my best and these babies see me at my best, that's all they need, is that consistency. I'll be that memory of a strong brother. If, everybody else selling the dope and doing all that, or even if they doing right, sometimes people look down on the kids, be talking shit. I don't. I just ask them why.
Well, the spirit that you have, Boredom, is a spirit I'm trying to inflict, or not inflict. That's not a good word. Trying to influence others to try to think on. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm saying enough already with this. Can we flip this from that ridiculousness and try to be blessing, bless up for the blessings? We got to do something other than what's going on, being conned and being tickled, and our ears are tickling because of I don't know what that is. That's like psychological abuse, and I don't know, hypnosis.
That's basically it, Sean. That's just basically it. The masses of our people would rather hear a pretty lie than the ugly truth. But we can't always tell them like that. You gotta give them, like you just said, the ear tickling messages. That's what people want. The Bible said that in the last days, people are gonna want to hear ear tickling messages. But we can't be tickling the people's ears, and you gotta tell them something.
I'm sorry. 15 jokes just ran through my head. Y'all know, Boredom. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
We gotta let them know something that's, if it's gonna save their life, it may hurt their feelings. But if it's gonna save your ass, then I'd rather save your ass than
That's what I'm saying. That's how we have to come at it. You know what I mean? Like this, because if we keep on just sitting there in the pew, or sitting on our hands and having our eyes shut, we might as well just go lay down in the grave.
Oh, you just said something. I said something similar to that. See, it's a scripture that says that the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. And I tell you why the laborers are few, because they're all at the church. See, the harvest is out here on these streets, these ugly
Exactly.
ass streets that we walk on every day. That's the harvest. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's ugly. You don't want to do it, but guess what? It got to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
Steven, you still there?
Yeah.
So what's your
So,
thoughts
yep.
on the conversation, brother? I see you and
No,
Takar
I'm
been
just,
quiet for a minute over there. You
oh,
like
no,
to
I'm
bring
just
the
listening
brothers in
to it.
and
It's
hear
pretty good.
y'all
I was gonna ask
opinions?
real quick. Borden, where are you from? Are you in LA as well?
Man, I'm from Antarctica, brother. The coldest spot,
Antarctica.
brother.
Okay. Oh,
Representing, man.
okay.
South side, South Pole, man. We always beefing with the North. Throw it up. What's happening? No, I'm from California. I'm from the Bay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
I live in
you're not
L.A.
actually okay.
I'm originally
All
from
right, because I'm
Chicago,
in
but I
LA
live in L.A.
County.
All right.
Right, and then you're in the Bay. I haven't been there for. I was born in Redwood City, California, and I used to live in East Palo Alto, but I haven't been there in a minute. So you're in the
Oh,
Bay,
that's
and then our gal's in Sacramento, so she's a little closer to you than we are.
yeah. She out there by Oak Park.
Okay, so that's helpful. I was just trying to figure out something. Maybe sometimes, maybe where if I'm next time I'm in LA, maybe we can, Aaron, we could probably meet up or something. Because I like the idea of getting together and stuff like that and putting things together. But I'm just still thinking about
It's that center I was talking
doing for
about. They're
self, because
building.
I like what Knowledge is doing. I like his vibe, and I think that um he has a good thing going. He's got the start of something going on, and I like to
I appreciate
help
it. Like
him.
I said, I thank everybody that's on the panel for coming on the panel, man. Like I really appreciate it, man. I send out the invites and you guys interacting and y'all come in and you
For sure,
guys get to
Knowledge.
voice y'all opinions and we can boliviate, have a good conversation.
Sure,
Yeah,
brother.
now
We don't
Thank
want to
y'all.
let you down.
yeah, we need to start putting this into, like you mentioned, the Black Junction. Like we can start sharing the streams and stuff too, just to get more eyeballs on there. That might work out as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. What's your name,
Um,
brother, from L.A.? What is your name again?
yeah, Stephen Harris.
Oh, all right, Stephen. Okay, good to meet you. You know what? Are you on? Do you speak on your channel or do videos, anything like that?
I don't have nothing on there at all. Next year I might do maybe something, maybe once a week or something, but maybe like a call-in type show type thing where we just talk and build.
Okay.
Maybe I might do something like that once a week.
Because I'm in
But
LA too,
I'll
like
start that
like you.
next
All
year.
right. Okay.
But yeah, we'll connect. We'll connect sometime soon. Then, cause listen, you mentioned San Pedro. Is that where you're at right now? It's on San Pedro Street.
No, I'm up there right now. That what I just showed y'all was the center that they're building. But no, I know about San Pedro because see, I'm a former resident of Skid Row myself. I lived in some shelters
Skid
there.
Row. I heard about Skid Row. Yo,
Oh yeah,
if
it's
you don't
not.
mind,
Hey
could
man,
y'all out there
let
in
me
West
tell you
Coast tell me a
something.
little bit about Skid Row?
Let me tell you something. When I first moved to LA, I was living in Woodland Hills with some people. Then I went to
Oh,
go off on my own,
that's the
and I
valley,
stayed
the
at and I
Woodland
stayed
Hills.
at the
Yeah.
wine. I stayed at the Wine Garden.
I used to live in the Wine Guard. I've lived in the LA
I stayed
Mission.
there
I've
too
lived in
for
the
a hot
Wine
minute.
Guard.
Yeah, that's not the spot, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Skid Row. Yeah, it's like,
That's the real
man, that's like,
reality, as I
yeah,
call
yeah, cardboard boxes just everywhere. People living out of them. They
it.
had a
Hmm.
guy trying to. They had one dude trying to build little homes for him, and the city took those down.
Of course.
What?
Of course, see, they're
Yeah,
building, they're building, doing construction all over downtown LA and in Hollywood. And
And see, the
so,
thing that
yeah,
trips me out about that shit, man, they got them commercials with the sickest, saddest looking kid on infomercials, but they don't show shit like that. Like you're not helping your own people, but y'all promoting all this propaganda to send this money to help a child or to help a family in need when you got families over here. Y'all should be
exactly.
promoting that shit, but I don't know. I did when you said Skid Row, I think of shit like that, you know.
Yeah, I did
right. Oh, they're
actually,
gonna get rid of it. They're gonna get rid of it soon because they're cleaning. If you go downtown LA now, it looks pretty nice. I'm talking about they got a Whole Foods down there. They got all the Staples Center. They got everything that used to be a raggedy apartment. They're turning into like condos.
yep. If you go further
and
toward
they're
the east,
slowly
though, that's when
pushing
the
the homeless people
degradation.
out.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to
Right.
do. I mean, Skid Row is basically literally a world of its own. It's like I did a 2 minute documentary about it, and I literally say that when you go to Skid Row, you literally walk into a microcosm of hell. I
No, it's
mean,
Damn.
true. Yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff down there. And the funny thing about it too, if you go off about a toy district, if you're off of like a Fifth Street or Central, no, when Alameda, like they got the police station is right there, and that's where a lot of the shit's acting up. It seems like every place I've been
oh yeah.
to, wherever there's a police station, that's where all the crime is at.
Or in Skid Row, the police station is right on Fifth and Wall, and
Well,
the
there you go. Yeah,
elementary,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, Fifth and Wall, and yeah, it's ironic that it's called Wall Street, and it looks nothing like Wall Street in New York.
Yeah,
Wall
and then they
Street and
got
Skid Row is complete opposite. I mean,
yeah, and they
yes,
got the toy district right there. They got everything
mhm.
there. Yeah, and I'm like, these police don't do nothing.
Oh yeah, the police department is literally right there. I mean, I walk past the precinct all the time. I mean, and you got people with tents and stuff set up. You got people relieving themselves in the street. I'm like, God. I mean, is this? Did I like literally leave the planet Earth and step foot in hell for a minute? I mean,
Yes.
it's real like that. And this is a challenge I have for
But
people. I would love to take people on a field trip to Skid Row, but it ain't gonna be no drive-by field trip. It ain't gonna be one little comfortable field trips that people used to. No, I'm talking about we gonna get out the car, we gonna lock the car up, and we gonna walk. Because see,
Barefoot.
I
right.
want the people to smell the same
Oh no,
air
not
and
barefoot.
and, 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 and see that. No, you don't want to walk barefoot. But I want
No.
people to walk and see the same things and experience the same smells and stuff that I did when I lived there. And I've also slept on a few buses and trains and benches and stuff too. So I mean, I know what it's like to live that. I'm not just
Yeah,
talking
it's
just
not the
to be talking.
business. But it's good that you live down there and you're on a panel right now doing something trying to get yourself positive because
Well, I don't live there no more, but
99.99%
I
of
did.
oh
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I don't live there no more,
Yeah,
but
cuz
I experienced living there, so I feel like I can still speak on it.
yeah, I was there for a minute and then I stayed at this other hotel. It was called the no, not the Paramount,
Oh, I heard of the Paramount too. It's one of those
yeah.
SROs, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, yep. I sure did. I
Hmm.
was like, I gotta get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. Let me tell you what had happened. I moved to LA and I was staying with some people. Then I was on my way to go live with some Buddhist monks. And I was
Buddhist
asking a brother,
monks. Oh,
yeah,
you gotta talk about that.
and I was asking a brother, I said, how do I get to Venice and Overland? And he goes, he goes, okay, yeah. And I said, yeah, I'm going to stay with these monks. And the brother, I never forget the brother's name. His name was Schmitty. He said, no, man, get off at the stop with me. And we got to the stop. He took me to the welfare office. He said, no, man. And everybody knew him. So I think he had a habit of showing people what to do. I was just like 22, 23. But I was just moving to LA. And then I sat there and he kept on checking up on me. And I ended up staying at the Wine Guard. They had a curfew. And I remember I was in there with 7 dudes, man. And one dude, I think, was shooting up heroin, but you could see pus and shit coming out of his arm.
Oh
I was
shit,
like,
yeah,
God damn.
that's fucked up shit.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Shit,
And
man.
I went out. I got home past midnight. They had threw all my stuff away, so I had to go back and get another room and which was cool because now I was by myself.
Damn.
And then what had happened was one day I went by myself. I asked somebody, how do you get to the Beverly Center? And they told me, and I went to the Beverly Center and I saw black people looking nice, like
Yeah, the
dressed
Beverly
up.
Center is a mall.
Yeah, but at that time, like in 92, 93, and I was looking at people, and then I was just looking around, and I saw black people looking nice, and I said, fuck this shit, I got to get up out of here. And I remember being at the mall, and at the time, there was this group out called Onyx, and I remember seeing them there, and I had my bald head, and they were like, yo, and I was just talking to these cats, and I'd see people,
Dun, dun,
yeah,
dun,
exactly.
dun, dun, dun. Let the boys be. Oh,
I'd see
my
those
bad.
guys up there, I'd see people from like a different world, like I would see like black celebrities and this shit, and I was like, this
Yeah, I
motherfucker's
saw,
place is the business. Then I'd go to Melrose,
saw-
and I said, and then I bounced out quick after that. because I kind of
I
got
saw
inspired.
Fredo in person. Not Fredo, but Sticky Fingers. I saw him in person a few years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. And so when you see brothers doing nice, then you're like, okay, but that was a different time. Well, something about the 80s and 90s. Now when you see people, it seems like a lot of people are just lost, whether it's online or whether it's in the media. But in like the 90s, there was like this conscious thing going, like the late 80s, early 90s. It seemed like, other than like NWA, it seemed like everything else was conscious and people would sit there and talk to you. Because I ended up seeing, just living in Hollywood, you just run into people. And there was a time where people were like really conscious and talking about stuff. And I remember
X-Clan still my
like
favorite
X-Clan.
rap group.
Yeah, I met them cats, and them cats were cool as a motherfucker.
Public Enemy.
Yeah, them cats were cool.
Public Enemy was alright, but they was hella stiff.
Let me tell you what happened. Check out,
give a fuck about
X-Clan was cool, right? And so my brother and I, we was on Hollywood Boulevard. Neil staying at this hotel in Hollywood. We were up there just talking to the cats. We're like, yeah, man. So what you do? They were really into what we were.
Red, the black, and the green.
Right, but these cats were talking to you, and they would just ask you questions about you, and it was funny because at the same time, I ran into them guys. They were shooting. There was a video being shot for Snoop Dogg, Doggy World, and people were. And at that time, the West Coast rap was started getting pretty hot. Everybody was showing up to the the set.
That was a badass video.
And it was interesting because you could see how rap was just changing, and it just ended up it just wasn't the same anymore. And it seemed like everything went downhill from there. I mean, though I like gangster rap, it was cool, but it just seemed like the whole.
Well, I think
Puff Pass tour. They just had the Puff Pass concert at the Microsoft this past Saturday. I wish I could have went. Snoop Dogg performed, DJ Quick.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Too Short, Mr. Criminal, Corrupt, a few other people there too. I wish I could have been there. I would have went.
Well, we a lot of people forget about how the 80s was. That was like when I was on a plane with my homeboy, and
I've only been living in LA for 5 years though. I wasn't here in the 80s and 90s.
And Colombia, and it was this cartel leader, and he had this dope that he wanted to get rid of, and we wanted to support their little rebellion. So, my homie Oliver North, he was like, hey, man, sell him that dope. I mean, buy that dope, man. That way we can have some. And then I was like, what we going to do with the dope? He said, man, why don't you put it in your community? I said, okay. No. A lot of shit, though.
Can I ask somebody a question? Who was trying to be a monk?
I was.
Oh, okay. Do you still aspire to be a monk?
No, that was Steve.
I'm a Mac.
No, no. I was gonna go live with some monks.
Oh, no, you did not. You approved for that.
I wanted to go to Shaolin when
brother.
You gonna wind up. Can I ask you all a question? Some of y'all seem pretty older than me.
They were monks, but you were gonna wind up being the monkey if you wound up living with them.
Oh, that's some fucked up shit to say here.
So you guys have been around the 80s and the 90s, the 2000s. What has changed through time, as far as just from y'all's perspective on the community, just the world around you? Like, what is so different right now, and it's evident.
Nothing but the technology.
One word: tumbleweeds.
Yeah,
nothing but the technology. The whole thing is, our people always had a cool drug to do. Our people always were. The thing is, once we stop teaching our kids, that's where we fucked up. When integration involved us sending our babies to be taught by those racist motherfuckers, and you got generations of that. Of course, the education will not be valued, and then you got parents and grandparents who were not correct. Like before that, like my grandma, she said integration fucked up education, because when she was a kid, they was knowing shit by heart that they learned through memorization. Yeah. They were geniuses. Why do we think that when we talk about Black history, it's always OG inventors? I mean, we trying to bring it out now and shit, But usually when we talk about inventors, we're thinking about old ass black men from 1920, 1930, 1940, 1910, 1890. But once they start teaching us, that really fucked up. Now we got people labeling our kids. If they called us the N word for so long, they identify with it. How does it feel for them to be called a bad child? What happens? They identify with it. I'm bad. Okay, let me stop. Get off my soapbox. I'm sorry.
What changed for me, basically, like what we're talking about, hip hop has definitely changed. It's no longer ours. It's been completely appropriated.
It
Or
has
at least
changed a lot.
at least 80% appropriated.
Yeah.
Technology is definitely the thing. Is that definitely the thing today? A whole lot of the unity. There's really no more unity among the community right now.
Yeah, and that's right.
Who
And I got a run family tree, but y'all have a blessed one and not a stressed one, even when you don't know the next one or when the
What you
test
say? You got
comes.
the runs. You say you got the runs
Yeah.
going, man. You gotta go to the toilet, man.
Why you got me getting graphic, Aaron, bro? See, now this is how the YouTube beef start. Now we're gonna start making videos about each
Oh, I
other.
just got on the phone. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it
You got,
all.
you got the wet wipes, man. I mean, dang, you good, bro. You got the runs. You got the wet wipes.
It's like
Man.
this motherfucking video next time he's
Yeah, he say, I got the runs. I got some for that ass.
Metamucil saying motherfucker. No.
Excuse me. What was that guy's name? I see his picture, but I haven't heard his voice. I don't think that
Takar.
T-A-G. Yeah, he ain't said a word. Are you alive? Are you okay?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm just listening.
Go ahead,
Oh.
Takara, bro. Go ahead and build for a minute, man. You been quiet for
I
a
want to
minute.
hear your infinite wisdom, Takara.
Letting everybody get things out. That's all.
Go ahead, Takara, man. It's your turn, brother.
Well, for one, let me just turn this thing on. For one, I'd like to say that we need to like basically wake the fuck up, tell you the truth. Because if we don't look around and realize that one, America, what it first was a prison colony. In 1492, when Christopher Columbus they discovered it, but was actually brought here. He asked Isabella for men to come over here and take this place. And what she did was open a prison. And if you look at every single European country, what they did was open their prison and send them here. Okay, this is a prison colony. We used to run the shit. The Iroquois Constitution and the Coosa Constitution are the oldest constitution that's ever on this land. They're over 1,000 years old. Before the Constitution of the United States of America. Now, when we talk about money, we don't really understand money because money is actually gold and silver, and they took that from us. Okay, money or the currency that we have right now, or the paper that we have right now, is just currency. That's it. And if you look in the law dictionary, you'll see that currency cannot be money. So we really don't know how to use the currency. If we were given millions of dollars, we wouldn't even know what to do with it. You see what I'm saying?
Sure you would. What are you talking about? Give me the money. I know what to do with it.
Yeah, that's what you say, but
right.
It is,
how about we wouldn't know what to do? Like we're that unintelligent. We can't figure out where we could rotate where the money goes every month. It doesn't make sense.
No, what he's saying is he's saying that it's fiat currency, so it's currency, but it's not backed by nothing.
It's not backed by nothing. That means that basically we like to say, "Oh, I'd like to make some money," but the thing is, we can't make the money because we don't have gold and silver. It's not backed by nothing. It's a piece of paper that is garbage. It's garbage.
Right, it's debt. It's just debt.
An IOU. Every single time you look in your bank account, our parents' has never been paid. Okay? Your parent has never been paid. You've never been paid. Bill Gates says he has millions of dollars in the bank, but guess what? he's got $1 million IOU. You see what I'm saying? If you don't convert any of that to gold and silver, you got nothing. On the world stage, it is garbage. Okay. Our government or our corporation, right? Because it's not a government anymore, because you can read in history books that Bill Tillman, shotgun Bill Tillman, claimed in Congress, we stole this government from these niggas. We used to run shit, right? We had great men like Marcus Garvey put rich and poor together to try and create America. What happened? We have infiltration of other people, not from here, but look like us, infiltrate and break that up, right? Now we are on a tip where we can't move farther than anything because we're not teaching our children from the get-go, right? We're waiting till they get to a certain age and then putting them to a school or an educational system that is controlled by foreigners, right? Who are telling our children bullshit, right? They've dumped us down to the point where the smartest people are foreigners. They come here to get educated, go back to their country and build their country. Okay. Majority of the stuff that we look around and we see is our people in like hard time. But the thing is, we're the only group of people that actually can look inside and find the answers within us because we're connected to something higher than us, whether we like it or not.
Saying that we cannot get no money in the GoFundMe's to help our peoples out per month. Like we of course there's a cap, but you're saying that we can't inspire people to help out in their community. We could rotate to different communities to help out with different projects. I mean, I just don't think it is that hard.
No. Can I ask you a question? Are you affiliated with the UNIA?
Well, why I gotta be affiliated with it? And I'm talking about if I get money from a source, I can go do certain things that I think on that is needed and show reference to what I did. What are you talking about?
The only reason why I say is because the UNIA is one of the oldest organizations that was created by our people to uplift the Negro race.
Well, I don't trust anything that's been around because they haven't helped us yet, have they? So since they haven't helped me yet, I would rather start grassroots.
Okay. Now, what is your interpretation of grassroots?
I just told you this idea, and then get other people to maybe have bigger platforms to do it to their platform. And like I say, have whoever could garner money up for their platform, they could do it for their situation. I could do mine when I get more people. It's going to take time because I only have 133. Maybe I'll get more once I get more popular. I don't know. But all I'm saying is you got to start somewhere. You cannot start just thinking about history and how it hasn't worked. You got to stop.
No, but I've never said history hasn't worked. I'm saying we need to educate ourselves and look at what hasn't worked to basically solve the problem, to make sure that we can do something.
What hasn't worked is we haven't started. That's why it hasn't worked, because ain't nobody started.
There's been a lot of things that's been started.
Not what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? For the one brother that basically goes out and helps his community, like gets out there and actually does like feed the people and like, you know, try to educate the young ones and stuff like that. Right now, there's nothing here. That's all. I will keep going on everybody's platform and I keep telling them that there's nothing here. Okay. This is the greatest opportunity in the whole entire world to basically realize that we can create our own shit.
Where are we going? Where are we gonna fly to outer space?
There's no outer space.
Where are we going? I'm saying where are we gonna move to? Where are we going?
You can't move nowhere. This is our place. This has always been our place.
So what are you talking about?
the thing I'm trying to say is, if you look into your pocket right now, right, you have instruments that is a foreign instrument. Okay, we've been funding our demise since the fucking beginning. Excuse my language. Okay, you have driver's license, this, you have that, you have everything in your pocket, anything in your wallet, anything that you look at, it's a foreign instrument. It's foreign government. Okay, we need to start supporting our domestic governments. There's still a domestic government here, but we're not using it. We're funding a domestic government, and the domestic government has an agenda to get rid of us. You see what I mean? We have police. Hold on.
The very system that wants to take you out.
But we have police officers, or police, not even officers, because they're police agents. Okay, because if you read their oath, okay, their oath of office, every single one of them have to take an oath of office. Okay. Once you read their oath and you hold them to their oath, you realize that's an agent. It's not an officer. Anytime you say, oh, yes, officer, you just made him an officer. Every single thing you do, it's called acquiescing. You're giving them permission, right, to be an officer. You had the power the whole entire time. We have the power the whole entire time.
So when someone takes out a gun and shoots in your head, is that still powerful? That's not realistic, man.
Now, is that fear coming from your voice?
What I'm saying is like the way you're saying it is not the way it's happening.
I'm talking about
fear, it's called realism.
Telling me about shooting people in the head and all that kind of stuff. You know what?
I'm saying you're making it seem like if I know this arbitrary law that I can impose this on a guy that's been out here killing us, that I can somehow say magic terminology that's going to prohibit him from doing what he's been doing, that's been hurting us. I don't believe that.
There is. Do you think every single cop is shooting people?
I'm just trying to let you know that I don't think that that's something that I would want to teach my followers to dwell on. I would want to start off with talking about finances and getting something tangible that I can do month to month to show. That's going to be my platform once I get it going. What you do is what you do, but I'm not going to be learning arbitrary things that hasn't been working for us thus far.
I'm not telling you what to do, but the thing is that I'm trying to say what we need to do is wake up. We need to look at.
Goes without saying.
We need to look around and see the situation. Everything's a lie. Everything. Every single thing is a lie.
Okay.
Okay. The money you have in your pocket is a lie. It's an IOU. It's worthless.
So what are you going to say? Just go to FEMA camp and just tell them to round us up and get it over with already?
Oh, the FEMA.
Is that what you suggest?
Where are the FEMA camps?
I'm just asking you, what is the solution then?
People keep spreading all these, things. And I know for a fact, only us can take us out. In history, you can look at it. Only us are the ones taking us out. There's never, ever been anyone in history that has ever came on this piece of land and tried to do anything to us. Okay? It's us taking us out. You can go all the way back to 1638 when they got allies from us to create the Hartford Treaty to take us out. You see what I'm saying? You can go to 1738. And there's treaties that basically have us taking us out. Guess what? Look around. It's still us taking us out.
Can I just remind you about the Indian treaties and how that worked out for them? It's not worked. So I don't trust paperwork from enemies that haven't honored anything in the past.
I don't trust any of those paperwork either. I'm saying that it's us taking us out.
Too.
Never come here to fucking take us out, and then we kick their ass every single time. Any single race that ever came here, we've kicked their ass every single fucking time.
And you think that can happen right now the way we've been living?
It's us taking us out. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, what are you gonna do about it? What can you do about it?
Same thing I've been doing the whole entire time. I've been teaching myself to not believe the bullshit and start looking to a brighter future and actually speaking into existence what I want to see manifest in my life.
Okay. So you're another guru?
I'm not a guru. I don't want nobody follow me. I have no followers. You see what I'm saying?
I'm
You
just
ever
asking the question because you said you manifesting things, so I don't know how long
I
you've been
mean, I
practicing.
manifest things too. We all manifest.
exactly?
Well, he's
You know,
making it seem like that's the only thing that we have as an option. So since he's a master of it, I wanted to know if that's what he is going to start trying to do.
I'm not a master. I'm a student, just like everybody else, learning. You will never ever be a master. Anybody calls himself a master is a liar.
I was being sarcastic.
Okay. I could go. I was brought up to what do you call it? Believe in certain things, right? But after a while, you start questioning it, and when you don't find the questions, you start looking for that answers. Okay. Have you ever read the what do you call it? The Constantinopolitan Creed.
No, I'm not reading anything. Life is too real to be reading anything right now.
That's the problem with our people. We don't read anything.
I don't need to read anything. I need to know what's going on in my life and what's going on around me right now. That's most important. I have read a lot of stuff before. I'm not on the reading thing right now. You can go ahead and read stuff, but I know what I've been called to do, and it's to talk, and it's to try to get people to change their mindset. That's it.
That's fair. And that's fair because you're the queen of your castle.
Well, I'm the king. I know I'm queen of what I know I'm capable of doing, and I'm not going to take on some other project that other people are into and make it mine because it's not me. I'm going to do what's natural for me to do.
And that's fair. That's what you're supposed to do. You do what you do. And I want you, and I'll be very proud of you to be the best you can ever be in this life.
I appreciate that. You too. I mean, if you're a good reader, that's fascinating to do because, like I said, I know you have a real good memory, and some other people could probably be tutored by you. Maybe you could work with kids to help.
Let me tell you something. When I was growing up, I never knew how to read. I was taken from Jamaica without my father's permission and brought here to be assimilated with the rest of these people. Okay. And the thing is that I never knew how to read very good. Okay. I didn't know how to read till I was in my teens because I have what do you call it? A different, they say, oh, you're this, you're ADD, you're this and that. And you know what? After a while, I started telling myself, you know what? I'm a fucking genius because they keep telling me I'm stupid. They keep failing me. I'm a fucking genius. I have what do you call it? A photographic memory. That's what I kept telling myself.
Mm-hmm.
I started telling myself certain things that they were telling me that I couldn't do. I told myself I could do. You know what happened? Guess what? I have 2 ears on the side of my head that I've never seen. I've only seen reflections of. But I'm always listening to myself. Did you realize?
Nobody ever seen their face for real too, though. That's
exactly.
real shit.
Okay. Say that again. You said we hadn't seen our face before.
Yeah, Sean, I'm gonna ask you this: have you seen your face before? Have you actually seen your face?
In the mirror.
No, you haven't. All that was is just a reflection of a thought of what you look like, what you think you look like.
Okay. Well, people have told me what I look like too, so it kind of matches up with what they say.
But you've never seen your face. I've never seen my ears. I've never seen
how would you know?
I've never seen anything on my face. Okay, I've only seen reflections. So therefore, I start.
What's up, nonetheless? How you doing, brother?
What's up? What's up, fam? What's up?
Hey, what's happening?
What's up?
What's up? What's up, Tech Car?
Hey, what's up, man?
I heard y'all. I've been on here for a while. I just got off work, but look, see now we see the problem, Tech Car. The problem is this. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what the problem is. Okay, the problem is we are in a society, right, that are making contracts. You gotta understand the reason why we in this facts. This
Yeah,
is why
hello?
we in the problem. This is why we in a situation that we always been in. We are under contracts. Laws are created with contracts. You
Thank you.
understand? They're giving us contracts, and we're not submitting our own contracts. We are the bosses. You gotta understand it. It says we the people. They trick us like they trick mothers. Women are the most powerful. Black women are the most powerful people on the planet. You want to know why? Because they give birth. When you give birth, they create a negotiable instrument. This is what Tim Carr was saying. Is an instrument. An instrument becomes a bond. You make money is created from bonds. Bonds create securities. People invest in bonds. When your child is born, that goes to the futures market. You ever heard of the futures market? That means that your child is going to be bidded on. So when he turns 18, that bond matures because the child matures at 18, and they're going to get money. They're going to create taxes. Those taxes go to investors. This is how you create money. So when you can actually put, if you're a secured party, is this another thing we don't realize? Your name, we need to teach our children that your name is your business name, is your corporate name. You have to know how to run. You have to know how to maneuver in this beast. They are tricking us into going into business contracts, acquiescent because we're being solid. We're not claiming our state. We have to learn how to claim our names, claim our birthright, claim our birth certificate, and know how to use the secretary. The Secretary of State is the secretary for a reason, because we're supposed to submit our contracts to them. We're supposed to put them on notice. This is who I am. This is what I need you to do. I am the executor of everything that runs in this world. That driver's license, that boat, that capital letter name is mine. And this is how you got to give the judge, the county courts, the secretary, like I said, the Secretary of State, the United States Treasury Department. When you get a home, all you got to do is put in a $200,000. If you want a $200,000 home, submit that to the Secretary of Treasury. Let them know I need this much credit. Charge it to my state. You want to know why? That's why we do that? Because the fucking United States went bankrupt in 1929.
Thank you.
They're in debt. So that's why the money, read your money. You don't read, but you need to read that money, because the money said this is for private debt, public and private. And you got to know the difference between public and private. We don't know the difference between being public and being private. The Constitution deals with public law. Private is your private estate, family, what contract law. You know what I'm saying? You got to know.
What they're doing is actually using
so much, yo.
people. They're actually using us as eminent domain. Okay,
yes.
Public use. They're turning us private citizens into public use.
Right. And public is bullshit. This is why they can put any fucking story out there, because it's the public. They don't give a fuck about it. Can be lies in books, it can be lies on the news. All that shit is public. And private, they know who the fuck we are. Mm-hmm. If you put them on nose like, yo, you better not call me black, you better fucking call me who the fuck I am. Or that goes into tort law. Now you're defaming my family.
Yeah, I remember hearing years ago.
Can I ask you, with all this knowledge, have you actually done this for yourself once, or knew somebody that did exactly?
No, we are. Listen. We all are. You don't have to do nothing. Look, nobody can do this for you. You have to do this yourself. You have to.
I'm asking you, have you done it or know somebody that's done it though, to say they did it?
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is they don't mess with you when you're in private capacity. They don't mess with. These people are bullies. You gotta understand, these people are fucking bullies. They will fuck with the people that don't know this shit. When you know who the fuck you are, is yes sir and no sir. I'm telling you. See, we are giving power to motherfuckers who don't have no fucking power. You know who the president is? He's the administrative office of the presidency of the United States of America. All those, you got to know what of is. Of is a fucking what you call it? It's a when you put of and the in front of a verb, it's, you know what I'm saying? Those are fucking modifiers. It modifies the noun. That means all this shit is a fiction.
Right. Yeah,
the English language is full of fiction.
Yeah, it did used to be it used to be the United States for America, and then they changed it to the United States of America when they incorporated it.
It's the military I'll tell you exactly who he is. He's the military occupational administrative office of the presidency of the United States of America.
He's basically a high power.
Say that one more time.
That's a lot.
Right.
Say that one more time.
The president is he's the military. This government is the military occupational administrative office of the presidency of the United States of America. You want to know why? You want to know why the Article 3 in the Article 3? No, I'm sorry, no. Which is the court system? You know who they are? They are administrators because
he's basically a high-powered servant.
Yes,
exactly.
he serving, but you know what gives them power? Nobody is claiming their state. Nobody is taking responsibility for the fucking birth certificates and their social security numbers and noticing that their name is a fucking straw man, is a bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
It's if I understand correctly, it's registered with the stock exchange, isn't it?
Get a birth certificate of like 100 million and get them to China, and they are in that with loans. He can get look, man. Of it, we can pay off the whole national debt. Fact. That's a fuck. You want to know why? All 50,000 of it can. All we got to do is $10 bond to the Secretary of Treasury on you.
You're cracking up.
Yeah, you broke up, brother. Say that one more time.
No, what I'm saying is this: you can get if you working in a private capacity, you can get credit from the Secretary of Debt is owned to the original people for this land. This shit is bullshit. Because why are you gonna bring people here if they and then go bankrupt? Why are you gonna bring people here free of charge?
Right.
And
give them land.
Now they got claim to the land. That's stupid as shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke to whoever about not reading. I've been reading the Bible, but I'm talking about something that I went to go purchase or look for.
No, I heard the Bible it's talking exactly what I'm talking. Trust law is that the Bible is perfect. It's explaining to you exactly what we're talking about right now.
Yes. I haven't heard this language before that you're talking about. I mean, it sounds intriguing to think on, but I don't know if everybody else could do it.
Understand the Bible 100% better. If you know in contract law, the whole Bible is talking about trust and contract law. The whole Bible.
Yeah.
What you understand? If you don't understand contract law,
you keep breaking up.
Damn, my fault. Yeah, shit is deep. You gotta know what they doing. You gotta know exactly what's backing the money. Once the gold left, what backing with human energy.
Well, I know a change is coming. I'm just saying that we all should put our heads together and make suggestions other than arguing. I mean, this has been a better platform that I've heard in a long time or been a part of because it's been other ideas that I haven't thought on. And that's what we need to do so that we can have, different people thinking differently, just ideas floating around to try at least one or two of those things to try to see if we can, grassroots and motivate us to not to wake up from our fucking sleep. You know what I mean? Something. That's what I'm saying. Like it has to be. I want it to be a movement of wake the fuck up and bless up, something like that.
I mean. And that's something simple. I mean, whatever the Bible, once again, because I read the Bible too, mentions that if you got this world's resources and see your brother need, don't do nothing. What kind of love? I'm paraphrasing, but say, what kind of love do you have in you? I mean, basically, and even when I hear it in this music, a lot of this rap music gets on my last nerves. These niggas sitting around talking about what they got. I got my rims, I got my gold, I got my chain. Okay, yeah, it's good that you got these things, but now what are you doing for the community instead of just bragging about what you got? Because I look at that as like throwing it up in people's faces. I hate that type of rap where it's like, look at what I got and you don't. And it's really some immature kid shit. That like what we used to do as kids.
A lot of that music is like that now.
Yeah, like what we used to do as kids. Like,
promoting doing drugs. Like, why ain't none of them got a deal with a goddamn medical company or something, man? That's all the fucking people talking about drugs, like they fucking representing the company, man.
Yeah,
all over that shit, drinking that shit, and it's just getting out of hand, man. It's getting out of hand.
Don't get me wrong. I don't got no problem. I don't have no problem with people like buying nice cars or feeling rims on their cars. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I like that stuff too. But I got a problem with that. Like I said, that nah, look at what I got and you don't kind of stuff. It's like you're making fun of people that are less fortunate than you. I got a serious issue with that because see,
I like they ain't been there before, you know.
Exactly. It's like you used to be there where I am right now, and now that you didn't climbed out of the barrel, all of a sudden you want to look down, you want to pull the ladder up and spit down at me and throw rocks at me and shit because I'm still there.
That's called feeling yourself. That's called feeling yourself. They got their heads full of whatever. But I'm just saying, like, us is more. It's better to be in us than to be me or to be you by yourself. And I'm just saying, like, however we can have different people start their own way of doing what they feel like in their heart to do. That's your individual project and what you want to do. But we have to impress upon the people to have this mindset, because if we do not, we're done. We got to start caring.
I agree. It's not only just called feeling yourself, they call it gassing up now too. Like someone who put the battery in your back. It's like, this nigga all gassed
feeling
up
yourself all the days long now. You know what I mean? Like, calm down with all that. We got to catch up now. Now that you done made it off of our backs and off of our glorification of your ass, now it's time for you to, forward it, or we gonna, leave your ass and start grassroots to do this new idea that we should have been doing a long time ago. If your ass wasn't trying to do right by us, you know what I mean? You've been in the way. You're in our way. The people that got all these platforms are in our fucking way because they're not suggesting what is the obvious.
You're a waste of hot air and space, basically.
Exactly. You're wasting our time. You're rocking us to sleep. You're leaving us wide open for whatever because you're not using the platform for a blessing.
I hear so many of these YouTubers, we talk about the problems. Okay, I understand we got the problems. Okay, now can we talk about some solutions to the problems? Okay, now we got that out of the way. Okay, we got that. We were slaved. Okay, cool. We got that out the way. What are we going to do now in this present day in 2018, soon to be 2019?
Because my position is this: you're not going to change everybody's viewpoint of what they're doing in their life. So we need to get off that part. We just need to say, what can you do to help for us, for all of us? What are you willing to contribute to help our cause? That's it. All this other talk of how we need to change or you can make suggestions for encouragement or tell your story of testimony and try and influence people, but I can't try to dictate random people I don't know. I can't. I don't have the energy for that. I shouldn't have the energy for that. All I can do is what's a blessing to try to get other people to continue the momentum of the blessing and hopes to change people's mind and heart. That's all I can try to do. Everything else is me beating myself up for nothing.
In other words, you can only do what Shauna can do. Aaron can only do what Aaron can do. But once we do it and we can come together with what we can do, maybe we can make something work. I mean, I said this yesterday, like if you want to support a black business, right? Okay, if you go into a store, say it's a black-owned store, and if you buy so much as something, maybe a candy bar, guess what? You just supported a black business. See, people think they got to do all this major catastrophic stuff just to support something. It's the little stuff. It's the littlest shit that don't get noticed that makes the biggest impact.
Yeah. I'm just saying we all have to, Christmas is coming up right now, right? Instead of this beast system that we celebrate, What if we had the same mind right now? Fuck Christmas. We're gonna put $50 on whatever, we're gonna start the new year with positive, a whole string of people doing positive out the gate of the first year. Wouldn't that be a blessing?
Yeah, it would be. You know what? Every single day to me is Christmas, because any day you wake up and you still got life, that's a gift in itself.
But we've been trained like poodles just to care about our family and our friends and spend all this money we really don't have and dump all our resources at the end of the month. And then you start the first week of the year and you're broke and you're in debt and you have all these issues behind this beast system that drips you dry before you even have a chance to start something new. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. Before this change, you change.
If you can get something like a bunch of gift certificates or gift cards and just pass them out to people in the community, you're doing something right there. If I had a lot of supporters, I could do that. Show that on camera who I'm blessing for a hotel for a whole month or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Grassroots of people doing little projects for people for the month, what they got, what they garnered for the month to try to bless people and try to get other people to get inspired by that. You never know. People could be like, I like that idea. I can see the blessing. I could be putting, this project's new. They're going to do this month. And, that's what we got to do is have a different vibration, a different perspective of how to attack the situation with positivity other than the negativity. We got to put the spin. We got to do it. We got to. Yep.
That's the answer. We, not me, not you, but we.
I always like to go to like this etymology. You've all heard of etymology, right?
Yeah. It's basically the study of words.
Okay, the study of words.
Is that skin, or are you talking about mummies and stuff? I can't remember.
Etymology is the study of words, how words are used, the basis of words,
where the words come from.
Okay, so
how you break it down?
Now the thing is that I've heard you use this word many, many times, and the thing is that I think a lot of people don't understand where words really come from, and words are spells. Okay.
Yeah.
You said bless all the time, right? Now
bless up, bless up,
bless this, and bless that, right? Now I'd like to read something, which is the etymology of bless. Bless is a verb, right? Mm-hmm. It is from Northumbrian, right? It's bloodsome, right? It is a religious rite to consecrate, to make holy, give thanks, right? It is a Proto-Germanic word, means hallow with blood, mark with blood. Okay, so basically when you're saying bless up, you're saying blood up, right? Or to consecrate with blood.
But what I take that to mean is that the sacrifice of us blessing each other is the sacrifice. Instead of it being that way, you could take it to be a blessing to us.
Or remember that.
To Carl real quick. Okay, so Carl. Okay. Let me reiterate what you just said, right? Okay, the blessed with blood. Okay, but think about it. When Christ came down here and died on the cross and shed his blood, that's really what he did when he cleansed us of our sin. That's what you just said. That's what he did. So
not only that, but we're blood because we are related by blood.
Exactly. Blood bought. Blood
so
born.
It is a blood sacrifice. I'm giving a sacrifice to my blood. For my blood relative.
That black people call each other in the 70s? We call each other blood. Because it's that familial bond.
So instead of thinking about like that, think about life. That's a sacrifice for me to bless another person because of our blood's sake.
How about we stop sacrificing and start actually doing something?
Well, you can sacrifice. You can do both of them at the same time.
Hung up on a word, and I'm going to use what I've been impressed upon to use, and that's what's been given to me to use. I'm going to keep using that. You can choose your word. I'm going to choose mine. Mine's is blessed up.
I'm gonna stop sacrificing. I'm gonna stop giving up.
But you know that whole thing originally comes from the woman. We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here if our mothers didn't sacrifice blood.
Yeah, that was blood exactly. When a woman has
Everything is
the
blood.
menstrual cycle every month,
Yeah,
blood is
that's where it comes from. Actually,
exactly.
That's the beginning.
Blood is blood is involved in that. When a
Right.
woman has a menstrual cycle, when
Yeah.
a baby is born,
And you wouldn't be here if the women didn't do that.
yep.
Period.
If we don't do the sacrifice, we ain't gonna be around much longer.
See, when people talk about sacrifices, see, because of this westernized way of thinking, people
Exactly.
think sacrifice is about Satanism and all. No,
Right.
it's
I
not
don't think
about that.
that. We're giving a sacrifice for life to survive, not to
I'm
die.
telling you,
but
I'm
to
telling you
survive.
what the overall masses of people think. Oh, what are you talking about sacrificing? I ain't with that devil shit. No, I didn't say nothing about the devil. We talking about sacrificing. I mean, what is it that you want to have to do if you want to say you want to go to, you're gonna get this brand new pair of shoes or something, but you gotta pay some rent. Well, you might have to sacrifice them shoes just so you could have a place to live.
Exactly. So you replace one thing with the next. Like if I was trying to what's the word? Like save money to go on a vacation or whatever, I have to forget about going to fast food for a while to sacrifice to save the money. Everything's a sacrifice.
So
Yep.
why don't you say give up? I would have to give up that.
Once again, bro, I mean, these are words. I mean, we use the terminology that we can relate to.
Everything that we're doing is a sacrifice.
We can use all the words. We can say give up. We can say sacrifice. But we can say it all because it's all gonna go to the same thing. I mean,
but since we are God's people and people are reading the Bible and understanding that connects us more than not, I think that if they got the idea of sacrifice, it still would work because we're still blood relatives, technically. And what I mean by bless up is like pass it forward, keep it going, keep the blessings going up, you know. So
I actually like that terminology, bless up. I like that.
I'm going to use it because that's what's been impressed on my mind for the last 4 months. So it's already there.
And I just thought of something. When you say bless up, it's kind of like you can relate to the hood cats among us, because a lot of them don't use the corporate proper terminology. They use street terms. So we gotta be able to relate to them too, to the hood folks, because some of us are still in the hood.
I don't use the word nigga. I rather use bless up than that word. You know.
I gotta admit, I'm guilty of using that word quite a few times. I
What
gotta
up,
come
Cautious?
up out of that.
I was shouting out to somebody in the chat.
Cautious Castaway in the chat.
Yeah,
what up, Cautious?
That's
Hey, what's happening,
TC
Cautious?
brother. He said Jesus is not real. You was born from the blood of your mother. And I can agree with him on that because I don't believe in Jesus myself.
Well, I don't necessarily believe in Jesus. I don't believe in Caesar Borgia.
He might have been a project. I'm not project, a prophet or whatever, messenger or whatever. But I don't think that, like you said, that he's the most important part of it. I think that God is ultimately the creator.
Well, Jesus is God the Son. So I mean, God is made up of three different entities: the Son, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is there to comfort us and to guide us, and is what we call our conscience.
I don't believe in religion, though. So
yeah, my understanding is that came from the Catholic Church. I think they say there's nowhere in the Bible where God is all three or Jesus is all three, but I'm not 100% sure just because I don't read the book.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's getting a little bit late, and I'm feeling my eye hurt. But it was nice having me on. Thank you so much, Knowledge Uprising. Can people please like and share me on my other channel and to check me out, I guess.
We'll do that. Yeah, just subscribe to it, so we'll check it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm getting sleepy. I'm starting to get
everybody
dizzy.
that don't know your channel name, throw it out there again.
For Black Righteous Folks Home.
And if anybody else got a YouTube channel, y'all can shout it out right now.
I'll try to come on real quick. I'll come on real quick. So, my link I'll come on in the chat real quick just in case they want to link up that way. But other than that, I'll be right back. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat. But for those in the chat, I'm the real Aaron Collins, and I'm about to put something there right now, so you could hit me up. I appreciate all you good folks out there. No, y'all good people. Like I said before in my live, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. See, y'all keep me going. Y'all keep Knowledge Uprising going, and y'all give a shout out to this brother here, the Knowledge. Make sure y'all support this brother, because this brother, this is probably my second panel I've been on with you, Knowledge, right?
Yeah, and
I
I
think so.
appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, and this brother's very knowledgeable. I love listening to young people that talk like they got some sense, and then because all that rah-rah shit and stuff like that gets played out. I get tired of hearing about niggas and bitches and hoes and all that stuff.
Oh my.
And exactly. And I mean, I mean, we are very intelligent people. We are more than what we become. We're more than the hood.
That's right. That's right. So I guess before we close out this show tonight, Steven, nonetheless, Takara, you guys want to say something?
I would say thanks a lot for having me, Knowledge, and thanks everybody from the chat. I don't have my YouTube
That's right.
channel
Cautious
popping
God
yet.
is you. That's right. That's right.
But I'm on Facebook and Twitter. Stephen A. Harris on Twitter. Harris A. Stephen. That's pretty much about it. Also, I was gonna say check out. Can I see the brother with the Tribe Up thing under there? So I guess that's a platform that Takara told me about last time that I signed up on. Definitely check that out if you haven't. For people that are more interested, and I can let them tell you a little bit more about it.
Hey, Stephen, put a comment in the chat so we could get your channel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, bro. Thanks for having me on the panel. I was listening the whole since you've been on, but I was like, let me hop on real quick because I think it's very important that our people, just get the confidence and understand who they are. Because man, I'm telling you, I didn't realize how much power we have, man, and you got to question everything. That's the key to it. When you start questioning things, you start really understanding these contracts that you're in, and your silence is
that's
very
my motto.
dangerous.
Question everything.
Yeah, your silence is dangerous. Everything. You got to question everything, and and I know it ain't no fun, but hey. You're gonna let somebody submit you something, and you ain't gonna submit something back to them. Yeah. That's the mentality we gotta get back to.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to speak to you, brother. Nonetheless, just wanted to greet you there, and then get to speak to you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure, man. Talk to my brothers, man.
Like to show respect to people,
Yo, respect to everybody on the chat. Respect to everybody on the panel. Just want you to all check out the tribeup.app. That is a social media site. You can create your own tribe. Also want you to check out Tribe Up News. Starts at about 4:30 in the morning, and it goes to about 10. A lot of information. There's a lot of people who are basically digging deep into the history and the knowledge and the law and everything like that, because the thing is, if they're going to use the law to take advantage of you, you use the law to protect yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Right on.
Real shit.
Appreciate that, you, Takara. Mm-hmm. Put your comment in the chat too. I don't know if I got you. Everyone put their channel in the chat.
And I just started getting into the whole chat thing, but I've been on Tribe Up, just anything that I learn. I wake up every morning and I have to learn something new, and I usually share it with anybody who's in the chat. I want everybody to, if they can, re-listen to this broadcast and listen to what None was saying, because basically he put it straight up. You are the most important in this world, and I want everybody to realize out of 7 billion people in this world, there's only one of you. that looks like you, acts like you, and thinks the way you do. You might have a double ganger out there that might look like you, but he'll never be. You know what
That's
I'm
what's
saying?
up.
So
That's
Real
what's up.
talk, real talk.
That's why I'm
realize
the real. That's why I'm the real Aaron Collins. All the other ones out there, it's fake. They phony.
Mm-hmm. Our
then,
people got to get back to knowing how important they are, man. Come on.
and one thing is that the currency that we all are like, basically all the young people killing each other over is not important. We are the most valuable, okay? And every single time that you take somebody out of this world or you have knowledge towards, guess what? That is the reflection of you, okay? Because you've never seen your face.
That's right.
True that. That's real talk.
So just say that one more time, Takar. That was hard.
Well, the thing is that like I said, okay, check this out. In the womb, right? Or let's go back from the cosmic universe, because if anybody looks into it, sperm and the egg is not in the ovary. It actually it comes down from your brain, and it travels down your spine and then into your private parts, right? As a sperm, you travel from uh, what do you call it? Your daddy's testicles, right? Into time and space, from the man's penis to
Yeah,
the womb,
the quantum world.
right? Now you get into the womb and you realize that inside the womb, the ratio of a sperm is you in the planet looking for yourself. Now, want everybody close their eyes and realize, make a choice, right or left. The choice that you make is the right choice, because guess what? If I say right, you took the right fallopian tube, and there was the egg waiting there for you, surrounded by thousands of other sperm. You're the only one that made it. You're the only one with the genetic code to get in. You're the only one that sweet talk that egg to say, "Yo, baby, let's up, let's get in, and I'll be with you till the day we die." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you start getting in. Guess what? That same sperm, all it did was split into two and replicated itself. And then boom, you have a little baby 9 months later, right? The thing is that you are the king or queen of your castle, whether you like it or not. You're here in the light, okay? Every time you look at somebody, that is a reflection of you. You don't know what you look like.
That's right. Preach, brother. I've been trying to tell people that.
Every time you hate somebody, guess what? You're hating yourself. Why? Because you're the only one that's feeling all those emotions that you actually create within. Nobody can do you shit.
When you point a finger at somebody, you got 4 more pointing back at you.
That's right. You see what I mean? So guess what? Every time a brother say, "Oh man, I fucking hate that nigga, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker," guess what? You're killing yourself. Because guess what? In this world, we're inside of a containment unit. They say outside is a vacuum, right? Then every single time, the air that I'm breathing is the same air you're breathing. Okay? The air is an element. It binds us all. Okay? In this firmament. You see what I'm saying? So we're connected, whether we like it or not. I take you out, guess what? I'm taking a little piece of myself out. That's a cell that I just took out. You see what I mean? Because you look inside, I could take one cell and that's a duplicate of you. But the thing is, you're still as small as a sperm, yo. That same spark that fought the deadly fight to get here. If you don't start respecting each other and looking at each other as a valuable piece of this matrix, you're never gonna realize, man.
So basically, before we was even born, we had to whoop some ass before we even was born. Damn,
exactly.
That's deep.
Hell yeah.
That's deep. Get your ass out the way. I'm getting born first.
Yeah, but the thing is that did we whip ass, or were we always the kings and queens of the castle? We were ushered to the, you know what I mean? We were brought to the egg. We were the chosen ones. You see what I mean? We were the one. So whether we're not, we're connected to the whole.
That's right. And the life you living was already predetermined, because the life you living right now, because I believe in reincarnation. I can elaborate about that on another broadcast. But the life you living right now, you chose that life. And off choosing that one life, you had 1,000 different, like, let's say you got a jar of pennies, right? You got a fucking jar of pennies, but you can only live by 1 penny. So let's say you chose this 1 penny. Now off that 1 penny, you're gonna have 1,000 lifetimes. So all you gotta do is just make everything right. Treat people like how you want to be treated, and like Takari said, everybody is a reflection of you, and you are a reflection of them. So people only go off the signs and the energy you throw at them. So just learn to love yourself, because if you love yourself, you can love anybody.
And another thing, if you're at a situation where you look around and you're at the lowest point of so-called society, right? You say you're at the lowest point of so-called society, and you're on the street and you don't got nothing. Guess what? You got yourself. Okay? And guess what? You can actually, even if you're at the lowest point, the one way is up. Those at the top, guess what? They're always scared to fall down. Okay? You have nothing to lose but to rise. Nothing. You can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. Visualize where you want to be. Because that's what? That's the imagination every single person had in order to create a car, in order to create a computer, in order to create the headphones, in order to make music, in order to write, in order to do math, in order to do anything. You had to have an imagination.
And once you use that imagination, you can manifest it into reality.
Exactly. Because guess what? Every single thing was a thought in somebody's head before it became reality. Where do I want to see myself?
Right.
That's real talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Be the best you can ever be, and be proud of yourself.
Right on.
With that being said,
I love it when brothers can build, y'all.
Yeah, man, I love it too. I love it, man.
Oh, absolutely.
And the sister too. Don't forget about the sisters.
Yeah, shout out to Shauna. You know, when she come on, she gonna win.
I love Shauna.
Respect to the sister, man.
Yeah. All right, everybody in the chat, thanks for watching. Panelists, thanks for coming on. I'm tripping myself over words. Thanks for coming on. I really enjoyed you guys, and hopefully we can do another panel soon. Until next time, I'm Lindsay, and this is Knowledge Uprising.
All right.
All right.
Peace out,
brother.
y'all.
About to go ahead and play a change. Gonna